the testy test that I was doing all week.
So I should get all the blame.
Hi, chat. hold my beer. All right. Well, do you want to? Okay. Oh wait, chat, can you hear me? Oh God. Oh.
Cry me a river.
Yes. Speaking of crying, oh my God, I need to change all the names. Welcome everybody to the Renegade Realm podcast. I'm actually Red Wolf, and I'll prove it to you here in a minute when I change all the names around. Shout out to all the people in chat that are joining us right now. We have Timmy, Jonas is here. Names? And things are changing. Jonas is here. Lexi, Palpatine, what's up, man? The elemental hero of the Shadowling Dragon Wolf King is here. Andrew Cullinane, Arkane Realm. Ooh, Arkane, man. I'm feeling you, dude. I am feeling you deep within me. Well, moving on. The game adaptation newscast. Thank you so much. And Lotus Esprit, thank you so much for just dropping a $10 super chat right off the back. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That was really nice of you. Gray Monad, hey! My leak. This means we get Fallout 5 faster. Okay, listen. Let's calm down. Speaking of calm, the most calm person here today, DeMarco. How are you, man?
I just found out about all this news. I was saying before, literally 5 minutes ago, everyone's like, oh yeah, like, it's been on all day, you know, and no, I just found out about this, and my worst fear has come to fruition. No Prey 2. And I'm livid. I really want to throw something. I can't believe it. I have been so excited. I have been screaming louder than Shinobi on Twitter for Prey 2. And now it will never effing happen. And Tango as well! Tango just had Hi-Fi Rush! Hi-Fi Rush was stellar!
We're gonna get into it, man. Let the feelings flow. Cold Eastwood, my good friend, is here. Thank you so much, man, for jumping in here. Perfect timing, too. Cold Eastwood, you just dropped a very good video breaking down. It's weird. It's like when you're covering bad news, it's like, that's such a great video covering the terrible news, but you really did a good job covering it. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's mad. Like a bittersweet. Yeah. But thank you so much for jumping in here, man. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. It was good talking to you today while we kind of worked on stuff behind the scenes and vented our frustrations, which we will do today. But yeah, it's I don't know. The Xbox rake is in true form. Please step here.
Yeah, it'll feel real good. We promise.
And it's a great way to stay in shape.
Exactly. Speaking of staying in shape, Assassin, how are you feeling, man? Well, you know what? Just hello, Assassin.
Yeah, we'll get to how I feel later. Just
all right.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah. No. I was just gonna say I found this out while driving home. So I got up, went with my girlfriend to HEB, which is a pretty big shopping center down here in the south. And then we were coming home, and then I get notified by Yodani in our little group chat. And he says, gutted, awful. And I was like, oh God, please tell me this is not bad news. Because I was at a red light. And then I saw the post. I was like, no, this is fake. This is fake. And then I saw Tom Warren reporting on The Verge saying, breaking. I was like, motherfucker. And I'm not ashamed to say, I hit the steering wheel a few times.
I thought you hit a small cat.
Yeah, just hit a small, and I ran over like
Oh
three
my God.
cats.
Oh my God,
Couple
Jack.
children, a few paraplegics,
Oh, God.
one old
Cold, if
lady.
you need to step away, it's okay.
Assassin's like,
Pregnant
I'm not afraid to say it, but I just stepped on the gas and I just didn't look back.
The sad part is, I was so angry, Cold. I actually almost hit the gas. I had to make sure I hit the brake first.
The sad
Well,
part. the whole
Assassin,
time-
did you?
The sad
Assassin,
part
did
was
you
they
hit
went around
the?
the playground filled with school children.
Assassin, did you hit? Did you like slam the steering wheel really hard and it goes? Just did like a little. Like, gosh,
No.
dang it!
That actually would have made my day a little bit better, but no.
And then the airbag.
Oh my-
Unfortunately.
Yeah, just.
Anyway.
No, so
That'd be
I hit
great.
the steering wheel a
Anyway.
few times with my hand, and then I hit it with my head a couple of times because that's how pissed off I was. I was like, no.
You look over, there's an
sucks.
old lady in traffic beside you, like.
You heard about the Xbox?
No, there was no.
news.
Yeah, you heard about what Phil did, did you? Well, quickly, before we get into all the terribleness, let's just try to get a little uplift. We'll just talk about what we have been enjoying before we talk about what we hate. Cole, what you been playing, man?
Lightyear Frontier with my kids, like hanging out in the Mac and discovering stuff. You played for a minute to kind of see what it's like, and I've been playing so much Fallout 4. I basically just had to say, okay, I'm done. I put in like 50 hours over 2 weeks on Fallout 4 and loved all of it. So I've been doing that and kind of wondering what I want to play next before the studio that I love gets, axed. But that's what I'm enjoying. Fallout mostly.
Right. Yeah, and I have been.
What about you, DeMarco?
DeMarco?
What
Yeah,
have you
go
been
ahead.
playing?
Wait, hold on. I've been playing Prey.
Oh my God! Are you
You picked your
serious?
terrible timing. I love this game
great
so much. I
timing.
hope it gets a sequel.
Let me take over your show,
man.
Red. Tell me how you played Prey before. You're playing it again?
I've played it at least 3 or 4 times. I absolutely love it to death. I think it is hands down my favorite Arkane Studios title. I love the storytelling. I love the environment. I love the atmosphere. I love just everything about it. And I love the DLC for it, dude. Prey Moon Crash and Typhon Hunter, which was very underrated prop hunt. Like there was so much passion that went into that franchise, and it shows. And not enough people played it. I get that,
Yeah.
but I've done it 4 times, 3 or 4 times, and now it's gone forever. Just wait, it doesn't get better. When Arkane
It's gonna turn into a musical.
I love this. Assassin, can you sing and tell me what you've been playing?
Yeah, I'm not gonna sing any damn thing. No,
Okay.
not today.
Yo, Donnie will make you sing. But
But-
go ahead. What you been playing, man?
I haven't been playing shit, to be honest. I've just been so busy at work. I haven't really had much time. Well, no, I can't say nothing. I did play Siege with my friends as always. That's always a fun time. Got some good clips too. I'll show you later. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. I don't really feel like playing anything today after today's news. I don't really feel excited for anything from Xbox right now. I don't care. Yeah. Anyway,
Scrolls
I don't want to ruin the mood
If-
yet.
if
So
Elder
let's go
Scrolls
back
6
to Red.
doesn't come out in the next 2
Month.
to 3 years at this point. And if Elder Scrolls 6 is not out by next week,
We abandoned it.
we burn the
Burn
witches.
them,
We
yeah.
burn them down. Back the
God.
witches.
So what's the metric here? If the Shattered Space DLC doesn't get a 9 or a 10 out of 10, they're just gonna gut Bethesda? Is that the rule now?
No, well, we'll talk more about it. Red, what have you been playing?
Oh, thanks for asking. I have been
All right,
playing.
great. So
Good, right. All right.
You guys care so much about each other on this show. I love it. I love that for
Yes.
you.
Fascinating story. Any
Yeah,
chance
that's
you're
what you
nearing
should
the
have.
end?
That's what you should have done. I actually have
Tried,
beat,
but he beat me to it.
I beat 4 games in the past 2 weeks or something. I beat this game called Too Dark, which was too damn long and anyway, I beat it, got it off my list. I also beat Aliens Dark Descent, and then I also beat God, what else did I beat? I beat something else. Well, never mind. And so after I
were
did all
telling me.
that, I I went and started playing KOTOR 2. It's like we're all returning to things that we love because we felt this dark cloud coming towards us, and that's what's been happening. So KOTOR 2, jump back in. I have like a 40-hour save, and I'm on Dantooine. Yeah. Anyway, okay, we shall not waste any more time. Yes, Daytona on the planet of Daytona.
Planet, yep, that's where
Yeah.
the Sith live.
Daytona Beach.
In the town of
You didn't know that's where all
I didn't
Sith
know they
come
had
from?
NASCAR in Star Wars. You didn't tell me this.
Okay. So this is a really dark time. We're just going to jump straight into this. Chat, let us know your thoughts as we go along, and I'll try to grab stuff as we go in between like I usually do, but it's going to get heated, I'm sure. And again, if you guys are on Twitter, share this out, share it out to anyone, your moms, your cats, your dogs, your everything, all the things. All right. So it's all my fault. It is actually. I told you Phil's shutting down this show too. He called me and he said, if you could stop, thanks. Click. So anyway, I don't even need to explain anything. It's pretty obvious. It's all over the place. Xbox shut down 4 major studios. Arkane Studios, Tango Gameworks. What was the Mighty Doom developers?
Alpha Dog Games.
Alpha Dog Games.
Alpha Dog
Roundhouse.
Games. And what was the last one?
Roundhouse Studios.
I said Roundhouse.
Oh, okay.
I'll pull up the full list. Hold on, just give me a second.
I think I'm just realizing that there was one studio I didn't even say. Was Roundhouse one of them?
Yes.
Roundhouse was one of them, yes. Which
I didn't
they
even mention them in my video. Oh my
They
gosh.
assisted on Elder Scrolls Online, I believe, was one of their bigger
They
things. All right,
also
so
helped
here's
with,
the
development for Redfall.
full list. Arkane Austin, Alpha Dog Studios, Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog did Mighty Doom, which I don't know if you guys played Mighty Doom, but honestly,
Yeah,
it was
it's cool.
The sad part was that it was a good game, and every single review that touched on the grindiness aspect, where you just get to, I don't know, level 6 or 7, and then it just stops entirely unless you run through that thing like 700 times. But it was a fun game other than that. And then Roundhouse Games is going to be joining ZeniMax Online, so hopefully, I don't know if that means there's going to be some layoffs or no layoffs, but I'm sure there's going to be some. And they're going to join Elder Scrolls Online. They played a key role with ZeniMax Online services before and are going to continue to help grow that world. So there you go.
Okay, so they didn't get completely obliterated into oblivion. No pun intended.
No.
Okay.
So it specifically says Arkane. So this is from Matt Booty. Arkane Austin. The studio will close with some members from Arkane Austin moving to work on projects across Bethesda. Presumably, this is me not speaking, but this is presumably going to be. What do you guys think? I would just go straight to Bethesda Game Studios proper. Yeah.
I would assume, especially right now with the hype, all people are talking about right now is saying they're doing this because of the Fallout. They want to push Fallout, which I mean that's an okay assumption, but not like this. I made the joke about Matrix, the one chick who gets unplugged. Not like this. If you get that reference, let me know in chat. But yeah, not like this.
We shouldn't rule out Machine Games though. Just before you continue, because obviously Machine Games and Arkane Austin already worked together with the release of Wolfenstein Youngblood, so there's already that relationship. Or was it Leon? Arkane,
Leon's still around.
Leon's still
Austin.
around.
Well, I know
Redfall.
Leon's still around. I'm just wondering who helped with Youngblood. Was it Leon or the Austin team? But
It was
Arkane-
Austin. It was
okay.
Austin. I wish I would have known that when they were working on Redfall. After that Redfall, I looked into that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was Arkane Austin that helped Machine Games with that.
Well,
Yikes.
Yeah.
so some of those will get moved over. Alpha Dog Game is just gone. Tango Gameworks. They don't say, like, Arkane Austin, they explicitly state that some members will join other studios. Tango Gameworks, it just says it will close. We're thankful for contributions to Bethesda and players around the world. That's it. So Tango, They're getting rid of that division. All those employees probably gone. Maybe they'll keep John Johansson, who worked on Hi-Fi Rush, or some of the leadership. Like, maybe they'll try to retain Shinji Mikami, but I doubt he'd want to stay, honestly.
He left, didn't he?
Well, he was already winding down. He was sort of passing the torch on to the other staff. There was a big interview about that. So I doubt he's going to want to stay. This might be his excuse to retire even.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all.
Okay.
That's all I
All
got.
right. Well, let's just do this thing. And shout out to everyone in chat. Holly, that blue number's in chat. Hey, Holly. She's probably like totally jet lagged and whatnot. I don't know where she is. Anyway,
It's a 2-hour time difference. Come
Well,
on now.
it's a long, but 2 hours where she is like 3 hours where we are, where you are, where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, time's weird. And I'm sorry, I was about to shout somebody out, and Arkane, see you later, bro. And just, it'll be okay. Lotus Esprit says, not like this was when the villain in 8mm died. Oof, that movie, isn't that Nicolas Cage? 8mm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, woo, shout out. Okay. So,
I heard
okay.
Nicolas Cage likes Tango Gameworks too.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Wasn't he in that, he was in the Evil Dead, not Evil Dead, Dead
Evil
for
Within?
Dead for Dead. Dead for Life?
Left 4 Dead? Left 4 Blood?
Left for
Evil
Blood
Dead
Life.
by Daylight?
There it is.
Evil
Yeah,
for
there
Dead?
it is. Evil for Dead. Yes. All right, so here's the thing. Let's just talk about I don't know how to spin this. Okay, so Tango Gameworks just put out a banger with Hi-Fi Rush, right? That's one of the things that people one of the many things that people keep talking about that I've seen on the internet now today is that Hi-Fi Rush was one of the best exclusives, a step in the right direction for Xbox, with a banger of a game as an exclusive. And you know, now it's on PlayStation and whatnot. But again, it was a step in the right direction, and people love that game. And a lot of the hype was around the Shadow Drop, so that did play a factor. But it doesn't matter. Okay, the game was very, very good, and the fact that they just dropped it with no marketing, I think, speaks to Tango Gameworks pedigree. They could do a lot. They did Evil Within, a great horror franchise with Evil Within 1 and 2. And I don't know the numbers on those two games, but either way, at this point, it doesn't matter, right? Numbers at this point doesn't matter, and that's why this is really confusing and seems so stupid to me. And again, you guys in chat and everyone here on the panel, just keep each other honest, and let's talk about go ahead, DeMarco. Go ahead.
I've done plenty of videos on this in the past. Arkane Austin with Prey, as good as it was, did not meet sales expectations. Doesn't mean it didn't turn a profit, but they were lower than ideal. They had that issue with Dishonored 2. They had that issue with what did I literally just say? Arkane Austin, Prey, Dishonored 2 had that problem. Evil Within 1 and 2 both had that problem as well, where they were, again, not that they weren't profitable, but they were lower than the studios were hoping for. However, that also is worth mentioning. There was the whole debacle before Microsoft bought Bethesda with the investment coming from Providence Equity, where a lot of people were attributing to some of the live service stuff. And why Bethesda was pushing so hard, and that was due to Providence Equity, a private investment firm, investing in the company and wanting to see larger and larger returns, and they had larger and larger stake. And so were those expectations Bethesda's, where it was Todd Howard saying, no, we really didn't get at, or Pete Hines saying we really didn't get as much as we want, or was it sort of the investors saying, this is not good enough. We're not making enough money here. So where does that stem from? Not too sure. So I think that's also a point worth considering.
Okay. Cole, what do you think about what
DeMarco's too smart for me. That's all I could say.
It's hard to follow. Yeah. Sorry, I was typing out a Q&A.
Somebody who, it's hard to follow somebody that really knows. Well, sorry, what do you want to ask me?
I just wanted to ask you what you thought about what he just said.
Why use big words when little word do work, do
exactly.
job?
Exactly.
Me lame. The frustration is that Arkane Lyon was literally saved by this acquisition. Diga was talking in that Bethesda plus Xbox roundtable that their studio was going to be shut down, and this acquisition saved them, and they can continue to go on. And then Arkane Austin, the bigger counterpart in Texas and the US, they're gone. They're gone. And the reality of this is, when you were talking about Evil Within, and everybody loves Evil Within, there's a lot of fans, and everyone really loved Hi-Fi Rush, but the reality is those games have sold 1 to 2 million copies each. You know, I'm guessing on Evil Within, I don't think that's a big high seller.
Head Colt.
What's that?
What if, as soon as Blade releases, Microsoft's like, all right, you guys have Blade, and then that's
You're
it.
done. God.
No, I don't know.
It's a
Arkane Lyon was really
it's going
successful
to
with
do better.
Deathloop. Deathloop did really well, and they've been really successful with, I think they did Dishonored 2, and then Blade is really promising. The problem is Arkane Austin had not really produced anything big since 2017.
Right.
So they're coming up on 7 or 8 years since they've done anything amazing. Their last outing, they forcefully just said, "Hey, this is it. This is what it's going to be," and just stick with it. And Redfall was one of the biggest failures in the games industry in a long time.
Yeah.
As far as a AAA game.
And I think maybe, DeMarco, what you were touching on is that what we're at a point now. Just tell me if you agree with this or not. We're at a point now, and Assassin, I know you're here too. We're at a point now that these things keep happening, and these types of shutdowns and layoffs are becoming more and more common. Now everyone is saying, well, yeah, well, now what happens to Arkane Lyon whenever, are they just going to get shut down? Because now it looks like no one is safe, and now the trust in Microsoft and Xbox has completely plummeted for a lot of people.
Wasn't
is
this
that sort
part of the deal? It's you are right, but isn't this part of the deal? Someone who knows more than me about this part of it, which wasn't part of the deal when Microsoft bought it, that these layoffs wouldn't happen either.
That was Sony and Bungie, not
That was-
Microsoft and Bethesda.
Thank you, Assassin.
Okay, thank you, Assassin. Yeah.
I think those are Assassin. Thank you for saying that, because I think we all assume when you hear them talk about, like, a lot of those studios, even the ones outside of Bethesda, like Ninja Theory said, we were in danger of collapsing and this acquisition has saved us. They were among the 3 studios that said that when they came into the fold for Xbox. So we're right by assuming that these people feel like, hey, big Microsoft and Xbox, they now own us. We now, like, there's things they said, like, we now have funding. It's amazing to be able to create knowing there's going to be a financial support there to create games. That's something Ninja Theory said. And so it's kind of been up to us to assume, hey, if they get signed on with Xbox and Satya says we're all in, and Phil says we're building this major suite of first-party, first-class studios to make great games, you'd think that if you got bought, that you were just going to be able to stay or grow. And unfortunately, with what's going on today, a lot of Xbox studios, half of them since the acquisition, have grown. Some of them doubled in size since Xbox acquired these studios. And instead of all their studios being healthy, we're seeing these get shut down. And these are the first of Xbox studios to shut down. They laid off 13,000 people last year from Activision and Blizzard. So it's kind of unfair for us to assume this is going to happen.
Too. Bethesda as well.
Yes, that's right. Bethesda, what was it, like 1,200 people or something like that got laid off from Bethesda?
Yeah.
It's kind of a shell shock.
Yeah. And someone in chat said something I wanted to point out. Simon, never mind. Thank you, Simon, for hanging out with us. So you don't have. I'm sorry, I missed it. I don't want. Oh, here it is. Noise Mofo said it sounds like most will be absorbed. Would that be best case scenario at this point right now? Is if
obviously because they have jobs, but
keep their jobs.
Yes, and because that is everyone in chat, that is the bottom line thing that you have to remember. These are people's jobs, and that is why you should be taking it seriously and not making fun of, whatever. And I don't think anyone in chat is doing that, by the way. I'm just pointing that out. It's people's jobs. What I'm saying is that at best case scenario right now is that the majority of these studios end up getting absorbed after they see I don't think that any major company is going to look at the vocal minority on Twitter and on the internet and say they're really mad, we need to change things, the way that like PlayStation recently did with Helldivers, for example. So I don't see Microsoft hearing the backlash and saying, you know what, you guys are right, we screwed up. We're not going to fire everyone. We're going to like just move them all around to other studios so that way they keep their jobs. Even then, at that point, you would still be like, man, you guys still, you know what I mean? Am I making sense? Colt, do I sound like a stupid asshole?
You want to? Oh. You want to?
He said it.
Anyway,
No, you don't. No, it's
okay.
It's some of our frustration kind of just shining through, and you should be. And I know people, I get a lot of, it's just business. What'd you think was going to happen? One of my good friends was like, these games didn't sell. What'd you think was going to happen? It's like, well, I'm not a business investor when it comes to the gaming scene. Like DeMarco and Assassin and I read, we are gaming fans. We want games. And the people that make games are these talented developers. And when you send them out on the street and to go looking for a job in a job market that doesn't really exist anymore because it's in such turmoil, as gaming fans, we're like, this really sucks, because maybe Arkane Awesome is going to make something really cool again, or like DeMarco says, Arkane Awesome's going to make
Prey 2? Okay, I was like, are you trying to say Prey 2? Thank you.
we get a look at his tonsils. It's like Prey 2, the uvula. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like where we're at, and I think it's okay to say. Well, of course it's okay. Dingo from Arcane Leon was super frustrated, dropping the F-bomb, and someone was like, "Man, that's going to get him fired." I'm like, it better not get somebody fired for speaking out in frustration, where the corporation, like big corp, was like, you know, oh, I don't know. I'm really mad because I know Xbox or Microsoft's $1 trillion company, and they can't just throw whatever money they want. They have to be smart about their business. But it's like, you really don't have some wiggle room to keep those studios on and just kind of keep cranking through
let me throw
float
some
the money.
numbers. Let me throw some numbers out there for you, because this is what I've been trying to look up. So Microsoft. I know obviously we're talking about Xbox and separate, right? But Microsoft, this is from April 25th, 2024. Microsoft beats expectations as quarterly profits rise 20% to nearly $22 billion.
When was this?
This is an article posted from GeekWire on April 25th, 2024. Microsoft posted a 17% increase in revenue to $61.9 billion, with $21.9 billion in profits, up 20%, and earnings of $2.94 per share, beating Wall Street's expectations across the board for the third quarter of its 2024 fiscal year. That's Microsoft. Now let me throw out some Xbox numbers. This is more Microsoft numbers. I apologize. So, Microsoft revenue in the first quarter of 2024 fiscal results, they made $56.5 billion and a net income of $22.3 billion. Net income has increased by 27%. And if we look at quarter two, they made $62 billion and a net income of $21.9 billion. So they went down point something billion dollars.
Insert the GIF with all the numbers like floating, and the guy's like,
well, revenue is up 18% and net income has increased by 33%.
I'm hearing a lot of money is good, money is flowing from you, DeMarco.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's the takeaway, yeah.
Okay, let's pretend, DeMarco, indulge me. Let's pretend you shave your head. You're now Satya Nadella.
Oh.
Are you going to get rid of those studios? You slimy, evil corpro, you.
Yes. All of them need to go. I need 3 new planes by the end of the year. And I need more stakes to burn the witches on.
You're right.
My question
and I want
is,
Prey 2 on my desk by the morning.
Right, yeah. Assassin?
Sorry.
You were gonna say something?
Excuse me for being ignorant here, but why
You're
did they
okay.
choose Tango of all studios? Why couldn't it have been 343 or another
Shut-
mismanaged
okay,
studio?
let me get to some of these questions
fuck's
real
sake.
quick. Okay, so first question.
343 is doing really well right now, by the way. Just Holly and I haven't really said anything, but Holly and my wife were there yesterday visiting 343. So they were hanging out all weekend, and they talked to Pierre Hines and Jason Ronald, and they toured like that. They're like in a really good spot. 343's got some cool stuff cooking. So I asked them to like pull a paper out of a briefcase as some guy was walking by. He's like, anyway,
That was
so I got some leaks.
Let me just get some of these. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. We got 41 people in the chat, and I really, really appreciate
Asked
you
them to
guys.
leave a faucet on in the bathroom, so got some leaks coming.
Nice, bro.
please.
Nice.
Oh, Mash.
Red, mute
Mash
his
in the
mic.
chat, he says,
Okay, let me
Put him in
just mute you
timeout.
guys. Let me just grab some of this. I just want to interact with the chat for five seconds. Hang on. Thank you guys so much, seriously, for hanging out with us. And guys, if you're new here, this is a weekly podcast. We got Colt Eastwood with us today as a guest. Holly is out. Holly is in chat as that blue number. So thank you guys. If you're new here, leave a like at the least and a sub at the most. That'd be sweet. And the first question we have here, Lexi. Is Todd Howard responsible? Oh, you bet he is. You bet he is.
It's a serious test, though.
It is.
Serious test did it.
if you don't
It's
think
a
he
serious
didn't know about it,
Well, he knew about it, but he knew it was
had to
coming.
have
It's just he would have known it was coming, but it doesn't mean he has control over what is going on.
Okay. Let me. Sorry. Noise wants to know. He says, Ted, are you slowly becoming a pony? I mean, no, I'm not. Let me
I'm
just
working
get
my
rid of
magic. Give me a few months.
Somebody
You're
asked
doing
me if I
magic
was gonna switch to PlayStation, and I was like, ooh, brother, ooh.
Ooh,
So I
brother.
said,
What's that, brother?
what's that, brother? I was like,
Anyway.
you don't switch. Like, if you own both consoles, you don't switch. You just play whichever one at your leisure. Right, DeMarco? Is that, I mean, Assassin, you've got, what do you have there at home? Let me look. Assassin, what do
I
you
have
have
all
at
three
home?
consoles.
Yeah, I mean, do you have to switch? Like, are you gonna say, I will refuse to have a power on that console? I don't know, I hate that. I hate that for them.
I'm not gonna turn on my Xbox for a while, but so technically yes. I got Stellar Blade and Dragon's Dogma 2. I'll be fine.
Oh, Super Pod!
Okay, Colt, I get that reaction, but what, DeMarco, why did you do it? You're a fucking PC fan. You're the master race. You have no reason
Colt?
to slap me. You have to slap all of us.
I like all platforms.
Yeah, same.
No, you don't.
Chew on that.
No,
I,
you don't.
I legitimately
We all do.
You told me in the DMs that you wished all three consoles would fail and PC would be the only one left.
Something just happened.
Don't lie to me.
All right. If
Oh.
that was something that
Yep.
Bro, I just noticed it just now.
Okay, well, everyone who's just listening, they need to watch now because the rest of the episode is gonna be the Mass Effect Shepard v. Shepard. I should go. I'm Commander Shepard. This
really-
is my
really
favorite
hot.
podcast. On
I should go.
Shepard has arrived, everyone.
I should go.
We just lost 10 subscribers. No.
Don't you love in Mass Effect 1 when he's like this? No, I will not give you the code.
Oh my god, it's so true! That's exactly true. He's just like... Simply moves out of frame. Just turns his head. It's so
It's
true.
just like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I love that so much.
So good. Thanks.
it's even better when they have
Or
the nice
every time
wide
the
eyes
character's
and
like, you
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
when you choose the
Andromeda.
option like, I think you're lying, the guy's like, he always scratches his arm.
Yeah,
his
exactly.
neck. Oh, maybe I did feed that to the Valkyrie. I don't remember what they're called. Anyway.
The Valkyries.
The Varen.
Right.
The Baron, yes, thank you. Maybe I
Right.
did feed the Baron some antifreeze. I should go.
I should go. I love that so much.
I should go.
Let's get his Lotus Esprit says any particular good games that we need to download before they were removed from the Xbox store.
Right.
Well, I mean, yes, Prey. I mean, anything.
It won't be removed.
Nothing. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Nothing is gonna actually be removed. But if you want to see what Tango Gameworks, Arkane Studios, are about, what those studios are about, it would be like Dishonored and Prey and Deathloop, Evil Within,
Red,
Hi-Fi Rush.
read what you said in the chat.
Okay, I will. I will read
Oh,
that.
yeah.
If anyone
that's
knows
true.
Jason Max, he shows up everywhere and says, "Remember, Xbox is #1," and I responded, "Not today, they're fucking not."
Not today. Shout out to Jason Max, who just is a believer, and I love that. I love that for him. Let
Daniel
me.
Downey just responded to me.
So here's the question that Elemento Hero, the Shadow Link Dragon Wolf King wanted to ask. Why? This is a good question. Why? Oh my God. Why aren't we? Why? Hang on. Oh, why are we not seeing studios being more independent? What is the reason these studios are at the Xbox studio with no escape or becoming independent? And I think that actually ties into what Jonas said as well. So I can just tie their questions in together. That he says, is this model, is this a, really love my PC. Is this model of shareholder capitalism simply not sustainable for the industry at this level? This is the exact kind of stuff not affecting private studios like Larian. So yeah, what can we say about how studios are being, because now people are thinking, oh my God, they're trapped at PlayStation, they're trapped at Microsoft, they're not going to be self-sustaining. Like how, I mean, I think in
They can get out.
they can get out. I think that the really at the end of the day, what it comes down to is funding for studios that want to pitch an idea for the game that they want, and if they get accepted by either studio, then that's how they get under the umbrella, or they get acquired whenever you're under. I mean, we like look at ABK, right? I don't think that. I agree with you guys. I think that I would like to see more of the AA stuff and more independent stuff, but games are really expensive these days, and we just won't get the AAA golden standard like a lot of people are used to without that kind of funding from these giants, unfortunately. And that's just unfortunate. That sucks. But I do think that a lot of people, a lot of studios are going to start moving into the AA side of. I hope so. I would hope that they would start moving into the AA more indie stuff, moving forward. That way, these giant AAA games would be more like diamonds in the rough. We get them every now and then instead of all the time. And Capcom.
Yeah, lately it's like they aren't the AAAs that stand above the crowd the past couple of years, especially. Yeah, the
Right,
double A's
exactly.
or the
The
indies
future
or with like
is
Hades
AA.
and
I
Hades
just
and
thought-
It Takes Two and
Yeah.
what are some other big standout hits? Yeah, it's like
I mean,
I don't know, some of the
technically
AAA stuff.
Baldur's Gate 3.
What's that?
Technically
Baldur's Gate
Baldur's
3?
Gate 3 because that's
What are they?
regular.
Double or
Technically,
AAA?
yeah.
They fall under the category of AAA, but they're independent.
Yeah.
So
But you also have to keep in mind that despite being in the AAA industry, there are studios like
Slay
From
the Spire
Software.
2 is coming. That's getting a sequel. If you guys have ever played Slay the Spire. No.
Never played
Yeah.
it. Anyway, as I was saying, you have studios like From Software that put quality and passion above profits, and it seems like Bandai Namco, in their most consistent publisher and partner, they understand that. Then you have a studio like Atlas, who have to maintain that quality in order to stay reasoned with Sega. I mean, to their credit, Persona 3 Reload, completely high quality. Red, I really want you to play that when your Game Pass subscription ends. And then you have a studio like
month.
Larian, completely independent, privately owned, releases a game, AAA quality, Game of the Year contender. There are still good AAA studios that do get funding, but at the same time, not everyone needs that much funding. I mean, look at Spider-Man 2. They spent like what, $350 million in that thing, and was it better than the first game? No, it really wasn't. But Ghost of Tsushima was $60 million, and it's this may be controversial. I think Ghost of Tsushima is better than Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. I
That
just
may,
told
that may be a hot take for some.
No, it's
but
good,
it's true.
Assassin. I told Tim Dog, who's like, he's like, Colt, what should I play first on my PlayStation 5? And I'm like, I'd say Spider-Man 2018, but I really like that. But I think Ghost of Tsushima is more unique, and it's kind of a must-play. And a bunch of people were replying like, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, I'd play that over Spider-Man, even though I think they're both great games. But yeah, I agree.
The scary part too about like when you're talking about these studios going AA, is that there's two cases in particular with Nightingale, which was by the BioWare developers or some former BioWare devs, and then you have another case with Immortals of Avium. Both were like, I know Nightingale when it launched, it's a survival game that just did not have many of the quality of life features that other survival games have been doing for ages. And that was in early access for a while too, so it came out the gate and it just didn't scratch that itch for survival fans. Immortals of Avium, I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but that studio had layoffs. It was its first game released. It was trying to make a AAA game. It had the backing from EA. It was an EA Originals, I believe. And
the reason why it failed, DeMarco, is because EA did not learn their lesson. They put Immortals of Avium right next to Armored Core 6, right next to Starfield, and ironically, Baldur's Gate 3, which no one expected to be a massive hit. Putting a new IP like that next to three heavy hitters like them, there's no wonder that it got lost in the transmission. It's ironically, when it came to EA Play last year, or I think a few months ago, that's when everybody started playing. It was like, oh my god, how did I miss this? And I kept saying, it's the most underrated game of last year. Swear to God, it was in my top 10. That's how good it was. People need to play Immortals of Avium. Please. It's a great magical FPS. I cannot recommend it more than I already can. Anyway, continue, DeMarco.
No, that was... I'm just saying, like, you know, these studios, even with all these developers, one of the talking points that had come up, or I think it was prompted by the question that was there, was, you know, why don't these studios leave and why aren't they doing... Because there is risk associated with that, too. Right, it's not as though it's not that easy to be like, well, I'm just gonna start a development studio and go make a game, and everyone's gonna love it and play it. We're all gonna have fun. It's gonna be amazing. Like, that doesn't just happen. It doesn't work that way. So there's risk, and there's, you know, a lot of people just don't have what's worth keeping in mind as well is a lot of folks just don't have that business sense, right? A lot of people don't have the mindset of, hey, I just got laid off from such and such company. I'll work on forming my own studio, but I need to secure funding, and I need to work on marketing. I need to manage teams, and I need to do all of these other things that I've never been responsible for because Big Daddy Microsoft, I was able to just hang out there and get whatever I need for until now. But so that's a huge part of it as well, which really sucks to see. But I do hope that we get to see more of these AA titles, personally.
Me too. Double A's the way, as they say. Hey, another question.
I'll make things out of clay.
That's right. That's the sounds like a good day. Okay, fantastic.
Home from the sea bay.
And everyone who is just now jumping in, and if you're new here, thank you guys so much. If you would just leave a like. And if you're new, maybe subscribe. I don't know. That's up to you. I'm not going to force you, but do it. Please. The Elemental Hero, the Shadowling Dragon Wolf King says, what was the actual point on buying ABK if this was because of Call of Duty and other stuff? This is not it. Could ABK have been independent like Toys for Bob? Could ABK have been... Could ABK...
Yes,
Activision...
we're going to acquire you for $70 billion, and then 2 years afterwards, you can just go on ahead and leave us. That's exactly what they wanted to do.
No, there is no way. To be honest and just serious for a minute, no, Hero. That was not the intention. And no, they cannot be independent because they are a giant in the industry, Activision Blizzard, and King.
I have one question for Phil Spencer, though.
Yeah, please.
Just one. Was King worth it? Was it worth it?
Yes.
Go ahead and tell me straight to my face. Was losing 4 studios and almost 2,000 people earlier this year, was it worth it?
To them, probably.
For King?
Do you know how much money King brings in? We talked about this on the show.
I don't give a fuck about King. I'd rather them sell it off if it means getting Arkane, Austin, and Tango back.
The shareholders care.
Well, that's what I was trying to say at the beginning of the show. Like, You've got King and Call of Duty. You should be able to float these studios and give them some time to make up for a mistake. Like, Arkane Austin made one major mistake with Redfall. Like, you don't shut down a studio in one game. But we saw the same thing with Luminos Studios that made Forspoken. They're like, okay, we gave you guys a shot. You're done. You're now dissolved into the other studio. Unfortunately, I guess that's how cutthroat the business is. But I always feel like Xbox and Microsoft have this float money that they can work with. Like, I try to say this in my video. You've got all this major capital going on.
$21 billion of float money.
Minecraft
Yeah, it's like,
too,
why
by the way,
can't you
Cole.
just kind of... It's like, they secure ABK at the end of the year, then 3 months later, they're like, yeah, we're gonna have to put a bunch of games on PlayStation and Nintendo Switch too. I'm like, what? Why? What? You couldn't wait like one fiscal quarter with everything all in the basket and see how it goes? But people smarter than us, they're looking at projections on PowerPoint presentations. They're like, yeah, we don't think it's going to work out, and maybe Game Pass isn't going to go. It's like, you're not going to grow Game Pass if you don't have any sort of exclusivity of those games. If you're going to say, hey, Elder Scrolls 6, that'll be on PS5 day one. Who's going to subscribe to Game Pass when you could be on one of the super popular consoles? That's my thing. It's like, we've always been saying, why didn't you you didn't even try. You spent all this money and you're like, yeah, I don't think it's going to work. It's like Red, when I was talking to Red, he's like, I don't know about it, I don't want to lose subs.
Exactly.
Like, just
Speaking of
try.
sub, shout out to Dale and Mono for subscribing. I really appreciate you. So
Hey,
hang
Cole,
on.
you know what's ironic though?
Hang on,
You know all those PlayStation
hang on,
fans?
Assassin. Hang it the hell on here, cowboy. Sorry. Mash says,
Damn.
problem is you make assumptions they were going to close regardless. Arkane Austin even said they were going to potentially close before being acquired. So I saw something earlier
Leon did,
today.
but
Right, so I saw
Go ahead.
that was okay. Yeah, so I saw something earlier today. Shout out to Luke at Starfield Signal. He gave his breakdown, and he said that some of these studios were already in, I guess, on the list of being shut down after ABK was acquired. Do you know anything about that? Because I didn't hear anything about that, and maybe he misheard, or I thought maybe he.
I haven't
something
heard
that-
anything like that. But
Okay,
it
because I
doesn't.
thought maybe what Mash was saying tied into what that was.
Yeah,
I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry, Mash. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
I don't know, but I don't know.
It also sounds like something that if I read it, I'd be like, oh, you know, that's
Right.
kind of how we are lately. Like we're feeling like, you know, I'm not super shocked. Like, did I wake up? That was the first thing I woke up to. Is I turned over, and grabbed my phone, and pushing polygons was like, holy hell! And I'm like, what?
Right.
You know, and I'm not shocked. Like, if somebody was going to be like, hey, Colt, they're going to close down 3 or 4 studios tomorrow, I'd be like, well, there it figures. Because let me make a small damage control. I'll make a small damage control statement because a lot of people are not because people. I'm going to make some damage controlling statements for a second. In lieu of people that are mad at me for calling out Xbox and Microsoft for their ridiculous situation they're in. But
How dare you?
the industry is in major turmoil across all entertainment and, well, most every industry, right? So it's not hard to understand that there are going to be major cuts. We're hearing every other week or every week, some studios either laying off a bunch of people, laying off everyone, or closing a studio. And Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming said there are more to come in the next 12 to 18 months. And he didn't say anything other than that. I'm assuming he means across the games industry, not just Xbox. So part of this is like, what else are they going to do? Their hands are tied. But that's why DeMarco and I are like, are you? You know, can't you do something a little more? Can you just try a little bit longer? But we're just gaming fans. That's my speech.
Oh, it's okay. Bushido, shout out, man. I hope you're doing good. I messaged you and then forgot to. Cole just sinks away. Things like Phil Spencer needs to be fired and get someone good like Jim Ryan and whatnot. Someone said, Colt.
Jim Ryan got cooked too.
Yeah, exactly.
They told him to leave.
Here's the Here's the thing. Jim Ryan
Mr.
got
Seven
fired
Digit
because he held on
asked.
to old beliefs.
Oh, go
Phil
ahead.
Spencer should be fired because he's looking too forward into the future. There's a fucking problem here. Neither CEO is looking at the present and acknowledging the faults in their business model.
That's a good point.
My naivety.
When you're in that position, you need to. You're sort of forced to look at the future, and I say this as someone.
You were saying exactly what I was about to say.
I say this as someone who works at a very small company where like constantly where I'm speaking directly with the CEO and I'm seeing how they're talking about growth and expansion, and we're still a small company, but those conversations, I don't think it really matters. The scope gets larger, but the concepts still apply. Where
Yes.
it's
And
I mean, you have to
you
make
need to have
sure
those
that the bridge is
conversations.
fully built. You have to
Well-
make sure you don't just build a bridge to get to your destination and then jump when it's halfway finished. You just don't do that.
Well,
you at
I-
least wait a little bit longer until you get there. Then you can make the little jump and then you can finish the bridge. That's
Playing-
what they should do. But this is the
playing-
second time that Microsoft is doing this.
playing devil's advocate.
Xbox
This
One.
is them building the bridge in their eyes.
Right,
That's the
and-
problem.
and
Yeah.
a lot of people are saying, like, even Luke at Starfield Signal was saying, like, this is what people wanted, but they didn't want it this way. Microsoft is trying to consolidate and sort of focus all of their. And this is not me saying this. I'm just saying a lot of people are saying. Someone in chat immediately, whenever this show started tonight, they said, hey, if it means that we get bigger games like Fallout 5 faster, I'm all in for this. Now, the
Fuck you.
the
No.
human side of that is not okay. People are losing their jobs, so that's not okay to feel that way. But that mentality is what these CEOs are saying. Whereas DeMarco in his position, and in my position at my organization as well, you go and you talk to these higher up people and you say, listen, I have my boots on the ground and I'm seeing what these people are saying and I'm seeing what needs to be done. And they are saying, let me get this sheet of paper, and they're looking at this and they say, we hear what you're saying, but our numbers are saying differently. So why don't we try this drastic thing and it's just business. They don't. And again, me being naive, I would hope that is exactly what's happening with Phil Spencer, trying to drive Xbox in the right direction. He always has to answer to these higher ups with the CEOs and whatnot. So whenever Phil Spencer says, hey, I have an idea, how about this? How about we keep the studios, we consolidate them into one big Arkane studio. This is just totally an example. Yeah. Let's take Arkane and just make Arkane one big studio, sort of like a Ubisoft or whatever, and let's just keep them all in one place and have them work on different projects, and have some people from Arkane, like you were saying, Colt, have them move over to work on a Fallout game, or have, and like they have done with the other studio that you mentioned, DeMarco, go and work on Elder Scrolls Online and whatnot. And they said, yeah, but we still have to cut some salary down because some of these people have salaries of, $40K and up a year. So the
100K and up. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
How
And
much
a
do you
lot.
think Satya
So
Nadella
well,
makes?
hang on, just so I can let me finish this thought because I'm gonna forget, but because ADD. And then the company as a whole, for investors and what have you, the value of Microsoft and Xbox to the higher ups goes up whenever they make these cost cuts, and unfortunately, layoffs are a big part of showing, and this is not going to stop at all, and I think everyone knows that by this point. The issue is that layoffs and shutdowns are becoming so common that people are so sick and tired of it, and they just don't even want to hear about it anymore, and they're just like, burn it all down. And honestly, this is something that we shouldn't even be hearing about, but this is the day and age that we live in. So I said all that just to say, Thank you.
Let's not forget that when Microsoft laid off about 10,000 employees, they gave their executives 10% raises.
right, exactly. And the same thing
I want a
happened
raise.
remember the same thing happened with EA? Remember that?
You're telling me that Phil isn't paying you enough, Colt?
You son of a biscuit.
Speaking of which,
Touche.
Someone-
Hold on. He just Venmo'd me again.
oh, you've okay.
$3. $3 for all I've done. No. Yeah.
He's like, that's half. I'll pay you the rest
Hey
when I
man,
can.
that should be enough for a large Mountain Dew at Taco Bell.
Bro, that's
true.
That is. It's
That's
all
true.
I need. A large Mountain Dew is $2.85. Not that I'm counting.
Mr. 7 Digit
Wait,
says,
Red,
Colt
did you
for
see
Xbox
J Rock's
CEO.
new profile picture?
No, I haven't. No.
J-Rock's new profile picture is the Hi-Fi Rush character Chai flipping off the camera.
That is
it's great.
fantastic. I love that. I love that.
How much
love that
money
for
do you
him.
think Satya Nadella makes?
More than any of us will ever see in our lives.
Just throw me a number, quick.
500 million
Okay.
annually.
Annually?
Red.
Annually?
Weekly.
Annually?
Red.
Week.
How much money
I'm
does he take
Googling it right
annually?
now. He makes $50 million a year.
55.
Son of a bitch, 50 million was my first guess. Damn it, I
55,
put an
yeah,
extra
yeah.
zero.
Oh no, it went down from 55 to 48 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
48 million.
That's wild.
I mean, that's all right, I guess. I mean, that's
Hey, remember when Iwata and Furukawa at Nintendo like took a price cut and so did their execs so that way they can keep their developers during the Wii U era?
you know what's fun.
Why can't?
Well,
Desperate
why
times,
can't
though.
companies
That was
do
desperate
Satya-
times, man.
If Satya forego 1 year's salary to help out the studios, he could basically get one or 2 years of a AAA games development covered. That's it for one game on 35 studios.
But
So-
that's
I'm
by
not talking
their
about
standards,
Satya.
right?
I'm talking
Cole?
about Phil and the others. This is their division. They need
Well-
to take responsibility for it. It's their job to nurture them.
Sure. But Colt, you were just were you just talking about like their AAA standards that they're shooting for?
Yeah, I mean, they said that they are going to focus on more. What was the word I used in the video? It was off the article, off the statement. More cultivated, like blockbuster titles, and Z Huge from I don't remember. Guys blocked me for like 8 years. Z Huge said that Xbox is going to be more IP driven, so they're going to focus on IPs and franchises as a way to push their platform. I don't see why that would even be a thing. Like, who's going to say, let's be more IP and franchise driven? You should be, let's be more awesome games that everybody wants to play driven. I don't give a flying crap what the franchise or IP is, you know. And Mag and I on my podcast, rest his soul. He did he's going to get destroyed because he did a Randy Macho Man Savage TikTok today about Xbox. But Mag and I have been saying that it doesn't matter what you make. Everyone needs to be talking about your game, wanting to play your game. It's got to be on the top list, most played, most downloaded, most purchased. It's got to be in the running for Game of the Year. It's got to get high review scores. All these things matter because if you make a really great game that, like, a little side pocket, people are just like, oh, you should really try it. I don't want to. Yeah, but you really should. That doesn't cut it. So Xbox should be focused on making stuff that everybody like cannot wait to get their hands on.
Which is Elder
Right.
Scrolls, Fallout,
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Halo, probably.
Yeah. Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
A couple of hits from Blizzard, like maybe return some stuff, maybe return Banjo-Kazooie, although I think there's like a 3% or 1.5% margin that actually gives a crap about Banjo. But if they make this fantastic fantastic platformer that happens to be Banjo, and it's like, holy crap, this thing's like this is like a Mario game on an Xbox. Yeah, I mean, they just have to have that. And people hate it when I say it, but for like 11 years, Xbox hasn't had a you must play game outside of Forza Horizon 3 and 5. Am I wrong, DeMarco? What's the must play game from Xbox that's come out over the past 10 years that people are like, you have to play it? Everyone's playing it.
I mean, 10 years I could probably find something, but a little bit more recently, I would say Hi-Fi Rush, but even
No.
that's not.
Nobody played it.
That's the closest I can think to that level, and
That
it's still
suck.
not there.
Yeah. Udani says
You know what I
Starfield.
think?
Yeah.
I was
Starfield
gonna
is
say
a
that
game
too.
you have to
Palworld.
play.
How
Yeah,
Pal-
Palworld's awesome.
Palworld.
They didn't make it though,
That's
but
a-
Palworld was one.
That's a good
Sass,
idea.
You're right.
Yeah, it's a really good. I mean, and that broke
it was
the
literally
internet.
the talk of the town.
Yeah,
It was so
but
good. that
how's
they marketed
Palworld doing
with the
now?
series
Yeah,
X
give us
for
Sass some props in the floor on this. Tell us why you say Palworld.
Well, for one, Palworld. I kept telling Red and Holly and DeMarco about Palworld literally over the past year, and I said, "It's Pokemon with guns. What else do you need?" I convinced them to try it. And Red, what happened? You and Holly would not shut up about it all throughout January and February. You're like, Colt's playing it, and Umbra's playing it. Everyone's
cats are
jumping on
playing it.
Powerworld. It's so much fun. It's like it's anyway. Yeah. So Powerworld.
Yeah, it was big.
came out,
It was and
tweeting.
popular and everything.
Yeah.
Steam, Xbox, it had like 10, 12 million players within its first like 2-3 weeks. We got an update coming up that's actually very highly anticipated, mind you. It was shown off at the ID at Xbox thing they did with IGN, and then they marketed Palworld with the Series S in Korea, and it sold like hotcakes over there. It actually did well because they associated Palworld with Xbox in Japan and in Korea. It did well. It was the talk of the town for literally a month and a half.
Palworld is
Microsoft
exactly
even
what we're
said
talking
themselves,
about. Can I
Microsoft
break
even said
some
themselves they were
news that
gonna support-
Assassin talked about earlier?
Do it. I'm gonna run.
I can't remember you said it before the show started or right at the beginning. Jeff Grubb just commented on Giant Bomb that the Perfect Dark game is in a very bad condition. I don't have any context yet, but it seems that there's a change in strategy in the first party developments that will comment on live today. That's what somebody sent
Yeah,
me.
that's what I was talking about.
Jeez,
That's what I was
bro.
talking about.
Holy
And the
shnikes.
hits just keep on coming, everybody. It's time for all of you to go to PC or switch to PlayStation.
It's not that. I think there's a reason why a lot of the studios and a lot of the platforms are really quiet. We haven't heard about what does Nintendo have that everyone like is salivating for their next release? What does PlayStation's first party have that we're like, oh my gosh, we can't wait to see what PlayStation's first party studios and IPs have in the works? Nothing. There's nothing. We don't know anything other than some rumors about a Sony Santa Monica sci-fi game. But we don't know what PlayStation's making. We know what Xbox is making because they spoke way too soon. And then like Everwild's a mess. I don't know, maybe it's in better spot. Perfect Dark's a mess.
Wild. That game, how many years has that been in hell?
Cold.
And
Yes.
it's still getting supported.
To be fair, we do know a couple things. We know Fair Games and Concord, but who gives a fuck about those? We don't even know what type of games those are. They're supposed to be live service. You know that robbery game.
I mean, Concord's a
Haven?
PvP first-person shooter. Like,
And then
I don't know.
Concord, yeah. We know those two. Apparently, there's an Astrobot game coming later this year. But these are all just rumors. And to answer your Nintendo question, the only thing that I see Nintendo fans hyping up is the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. Maybe Luigi's Mansions 2 HD, but everyone just wants to see Metroid Prime 4 and they want the new 3D Mario game. That's all Nintendo cares about, at least for now. But yeah, Xbox, in my opinion, they have the bigger lineup. They have the more intriguing exclusives. I mean, you what is it with this whole rake situation? You announced a showcase, you gave us a good idea what to expect, and then this, literally less than a week later.
well, I think Assassin. I think
Do
they.
you have a humiliation fetish?
Yeah, I think they needed. Shout out to over 50 people who are watching the show. I don't know if this is a high spot for you, but it seems pretty awesome.
Very,
hit the like
very
button,
much.
please.
Yes, thank you
Yes.
all so much for the support. Go ahead, Cole.
I was telling Red earlier that a lot of people are going to want to come here and hear what other people have to say, but also air their grievances like in the chat, which I think is super important. Like if you're ticked, say it. But what were we saying? You were saying, what was the last thing you said, Assassin? To be back on track.
What about?
I can't remember what I was going to add to what you were saying. Now I don't remember.
He was saying that they love humiliation.
What?
Drink it, then convert it to pee.
Oh yeah, my question was, does Phil have a humiliation fetish? Because
Oh yeah. I was going to say.
a really big track record of doing something good for the community, and so
I think the closure thing has been like rumbling behind the scenes in secrecy for a couple months. And then the smart thing to do in PR is to get it out immediately as quickly as possible so there can be a buffer room for the showcase so people can just enjoy the showcase. And then Ryan McCaffrey is going to ruin it all when he gets Phil in the interview situation for IGN Live and just ask him 80% of the questions will be about why are you shutting down studios and pulling back your investment in gaming and taking everything to PlayStation. I think that'll be most of what he talks about. And so it's going to be what would normally be a celebration. We will be suffering along with the people that lost their jobs because it's not going to be fun. That's how I feel.
I want him to ask those questions, though. I'd rather him do it before the showcase, but we don't get what we want half the time anyway.
Right.
Just get it over with.
Shout out.
Or hell, just do it now.
Shout out to Lotus Esprit. Thank you so fucking much for the $50 super chat. That is so nice of you. Thank you so much for that. That is, I don't know why. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you do the things you do, but you are so generous in the community. I see you. I see you all over the place helping people out, especially little baby channels like me. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And Yadani says, Super Chats, Assassin is singing Sexy Happy Birthday Win. That's right. Assassin, are you familiar with Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn Monroe? No.
Okay,
I mean, I know she's a famous singer from the 40s and 50s, but what does that have to do with this?
Well, you're going to have to sing Happy Birthday like Marilyn Monroe. Yadani already put in the super chat. He's paid. So it's going to happen.
Wait a minute. So he wants me as a 25-year-old Mexican Hispanic male to sing like a 30-year-old blonde female?
She's
from
technically
like 50 years
like
ago who's dead?
102, but yes.
Yeah.
You got this, man.
Yadani, how about I give you a... Never mind. I can't say it. You'll get
Jonas says, alternatively, sing it like Marilyn Manson.
Is it bad that I actually prefer that one?
No, do it, man. Listen. That you got to make a choice by the end of the show. So, Yadani, I didn't forget about you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate you guys, and thank you all for all the super chats and all the support tonight. Has been great on a very dark day for us gamers in general. I even saw a lot of PlayStation centric channels were pissed about this because a lot of the games, like, they loved a Hi-Fi Rush and like they loved Evil Within or whatever came out of these studios that have been shuttered. So it's
yeah,
tough
I saw
time.
Joseph Moran from the PlayStation Trophy Room podcast. He's like, Phil, 1v1 me on Rust. We'll settle this.
I love that. 1v1 me on Rust. I always wondered,
I saw a Halo content creator like said 1v1 me in Halo Infinite. Let's settle this.
I always wondered, was that 1v1 me on Rust Call of Duty, the map Rust, or the game Rust? And I've never been given...
The Call of Duty.
Okay, because that's a great
been
map.
A thing since Rust. And what game did Rust first appear as a multiplayer map? Was it Modern Warfare 2?
2, yeah. Modern Warfare 2,
okay,
like the original.
It's probably been it's been a thing probably since like 2009. 1v1 me on Rust.
1v1 on Rust, bro. We'll settle this. Shout out to Hargeet Chani. What's up, man? Another extremely generous legend in the community, man. So good to see you in chat. He said, "Did I hear my name?" I don't know. Did we? I don't know. Anyway, let me grab some of these questions because people are still putting in questions. Let me see. Jax82 says, "How is Hi-Fi Rush?" I gotta decipher some of these. I know people like to use voice to text or something. How was Hi-Fi Rush a success that they opened more positions at Tango just to shut it down? I think we covered that. I mean, it doesn't.
They were growing the studio.
Yeah, this is
You know
this
what
is
they were
hard.
working on?
Here's your new desk.
In
We're gonna take that.
Red, do you
We'll
know
take
what
that.
they were?
Thank you.
Do you want to know what they've been working on? Apparently, according to leaks, you want to know what they were working
Apparently,
on? Empirically, yes. Do you want to know what they were working on? Supposedly, they
Evil
were working
Within
on
3?
a JRPG turn-based game like Persona.
Ooh, can you imagine?
They
Well,
were
that's
making
all we can do
They
now.
were making a Persona
Not
based
anymore!
turn-based RPG.
God.
You have no idea how pissed I am about how Tango is gone.
No, it's horrible.
My own
sorry.
genre
Shouldn't
had
be
a
joking about it.
studio. Tango Gameworks was known for horror. That's my favorite genre of all time. And it's gone.
Feels like we really need a Japanese studio, and they're gone.
That's exactly what I was just reading on. I was looking at some people's comments on Twitter just to see. Nobody's happy about it, obviously. But I was seeing that Mr. Matty just tweeted. He said, "How is it that they keep saying we need more like Japanese games, we need more JRPGs and more just titles, and the studio that is literally right there that has put out quality games?" And they said, It's like they took a dartboard and they said, "Man, don't have enough money. Which one we closing?"
Yeah, I talked to
Tango.
I talked to
Looks like it's Tango, guys. Sorry. Yeah.
Marco, I talked to Light about this earlier this morning when I found out the news, and he and I were talking in the DMs. He pointed out that this decision had to have come months ago. And you know what also happened a few months ago? Phil Spencer visited Tango. Imagine this. Just like Jim Ryan visited London knowing that they were going to shut them down a couple days ago, I wonder if Phil knew, oh, I love you guys, but we're going to shut you down in a few months.
Maybe, you know what?
Cruel.
The only thing I could
That's just
imagine,
fucked.
maybe it's my naivete, but the only thing I can imagine, the only thing I would like to imagine, is that he went there to see the progress of whatever was being worked on, and I would like to believe, I know this almost 95% is not the case, but I would like to believe that he went there to see what was being worked on, to say, hey, I need some, again, probably 95% not what happened, but he went there to say, I need you guys to give me something so I could come to bat for you, so that I could try to help. And maybe the product just wasn't there, and he didn't have a leg to stand on. But again, that's just me being idealistic and hopeful, and it is almost certainly not the case.
Yeah, see, we have two more questions here. Let's see. Mash, again, says, do you think Xbox games going multiplat to PlayStation and Switch is a way forward to ensure adequate sales and profit to avoid similar shutters in the future? No, because
history's going to repeat itself.
Right, exactly.
They did it with Hi-Fi Rush, and it did not help at all.
That's exactly
one example, though, but I don't know.
But yeah, and take that example and blow it up. Like, even if Microsoft starts putting everything is everywhere, it's like, okay, look right now with Square Enix, right? Square Enix has notoriously for years and years had their projections way too high. And then whenever a game does like just a little bit, and Capcom too, by the way, for a long time, they were the exact same way. Terrible about their projections. We want to make 40 million. Okay, that's just an example, it's just a number. And then they make 39.99999 million. They go, well, guess we just got to shut that IP down. Guess it's just not going to work. Like, again, these are numbers, Colt, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hate that we have to look at it that way, but like I said, we're all gaming fans and we just want the games. And if you let people go, and if you're like, we need lots of great content for Game Pass, and then you just go, yeah, we're going to close some studios that are making great content for Game Pass.
Right.
That's a weird thing. Like, I heard a lot of people say, oh, Redfall's amazing on Game Pass. I'm like, well, it's not amazing, but a lot of people were like, I really enjoyed it, and they were playing it, but
for a Game Pass game, I guess is what maybe they meant. I don't know.
I hate that.
Which
I hate
is
that
still
for Game Pass.
Because then you just dilute the quality.
Hey, Red, I'm in the kitchen right now, and I got a hot take. I got another hot take.
Okay, hold that thought, Assassin. Let me get through this one last question. The elemental hero of the Shadowlink Dragon Wolf King says, why did Xbox let go of Mike Ybarra? He was in ABK for He was in ABK for almost 2 years ish, and they let him go after he was possibly working on new games in the company.
Maybe for the shit that he said earlier today, defending this bullshit. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, they don't call him Yikes Ybarra for nothing. Do you think Nintendo and Sony are even more upset on Xbox closing down more studios since Hi-Fi Rush? Do I think Nintendo and Sony are more upset? No, that doesn't.
Why the fuck would they care?
That doesn't affect them at all. That doesn't affect them at all.
No,
but,
wait. It might. This wasn't Hi-Fi Rush supposed to come on the next-gen Switch as well? If Tango cancels that port because of this,
it's still under Microsoft. I would still assume that's still happening. That's not like they're gone. They can't make the decisions. Tango, that wouldn't have been up to Tango anyway.
What did they say
really?
they were doing for the Switch? They said they were. I mean, they didn't say anything. That we just assumed it wouldn't run on the Switch, so they would get a port ready for the Switch too.
Yeah, that's for Hi-Fi Rush, but for Grounded and Pentiment, I'm pretty sure those came to the Switch anyway. I wonder how those numbers went. Not good.
Sorry, I just got a weird
I don't
notification.
know. I'm just frustrated.
I'm being hacked by Phil.
I'm just really frustrated
Again.
because it seems like they don't know how to run a games industry sometimes. That you've got all of this talent, you've got this, the most variety in gaming is on Xbox, hands down. You've got every genre covered with Xbox, and they can't even hold it up. It's really
Cole,
frustrating.
This brings up. I can't remember if I was talking to you about this recently. A great to your point. Look at again EA. What's been happening with BioWare for so long, and you
71
can tell,
viewers, by the way.
Excuse
Say
me?
something. 71 viewers
What?
right now.
71.
Say it.
71
Yeah,
viewers. We're almost at 76 of one of the
Holy-
best Fallout games out there right now. If we can get a 70, no, thank
Two
you guys.
people left. Like, oh, they saw me. They
well,
saw
never
me. I'm
mind.
leaving.
Never mind. I'm done. It goes to Marco.
Holy hell!
There's
We're
a-
almost at
everybody.
69, baby. Hey guys,
There's
thank you.
there's like a reel of a person like that goes into a store and an introvert going to the store and they're looking at shoes. Someone comes up, can I help you? And they're like, nope. And they leave like, nope. That's how people
No,
are.
have
Hey,
you
look,
also
we have
seen?
That is me.
71 viewers.
Yeah,
I'm out.
me. Whenever you go through, I saw this meme. It was like me whenever I go through a drive-through. It's like, can I get that with no tomato? Gets a sandwich, has tomato, works for me. Just drives off.
Oh my gosh, that is so
It's like,
mean.
that's me. I'm just like, well, I tried to ask for that.
Well, I
thing.
like tomatoes now, I guess. I'm no longer allergic.
I'm not allergic. Exactly. That's what I was about to say. They're just gone. Allergy gone.
Hold up,
but yes,
hold up. You can actually get allergic to tomatoes?
No,
You can be
no.
allergic to anything. I don't.
Oh, I was about to say, like, I've never heard of that before.
I wanted
whole
to
new
raise
world.
a question on topic. I'm sorry. I know you guys are having fun, and I'm coming in here to
What?
completely ruin it.
DeMarco.
I know.
Come
I know.
on,
I'm
Dad.
completely turning off all of your lights and shutting off your power and making you. So, I wanted to know, like Colt, Red Assassin, what do you think this means for some of the future projects coming from the studio? And we kind of touched on this, but not in this specific way. So you look at Obsidian, and they had some really great success with Pentiment and Grounded, right? Two smaller projects that happened because the studios were allowed to branch off into smaller teams and work on things that were just passion. And now we're seeing Microsoft consolidate themselves explicitly. We saw to work on Elder Scrolls Online and whatever ZeniMax Online is working on next, right? Possibly the Starfield MMO, whatever it might be. To work on Elder Scrolls 6 to probably help assist and get Fallout 5 out actually faster, unironically. So with this consolidation happening and with studios getting laid off, what does this mean for games like Hi-Fi Rush, like Pentiment, like Grounded, that were incredibly successful? Will those continue to get made? Or is that just it?
I'll go
It's like,
first,
no,
by the
you
way.
guys are working on Forza, you guys are working on Fable, these are our keystone franchises, that's what we're doing. Or licensed IPs, like Marvel's Blade.
I think you're
Or
answering
Indiana
your own
Jones.
question pretty well. But did you want to jump in first, Assassin? Is
Yes.
that what you said?
Yes. If you don't mind, Colt.
I have.
It's your
you-
show.
You're right, Colt. I have my own answer in mind, which is,
I like
which is
it.
what-
Yeah, I like
So
it
the
too.
question is, how do we see passion projects like Pentiment, Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush? Where do we see them?
What does that mean? Is it just going to be, nope, this is our pillar franchises, we're doing these games, or licensed titles,
At
right? Because
best-
we have Indiana Jones and Blade that are releasing. Excuse me.
At best, if it doesn't hit, not getting a sequel. At worst, you're fucked. Your studio's gone. Goodbye.
But you think
You're no
those
longer
will
part of
still
Microsoft.
continue to get made?
No, not now.
Okay.
Nope, not
Okay.
now. I think people are looking at John Johannes, his reaction to this. It was his passion project, working on Hi-Fi Rush. He made it. It was successful. It was something that Microsoft needed. Japanese studio, Japanese title, first party, very successful. Did numbers. And you're fucked. You're bought. You're gone. Bye. You're out of here. Do you think that any developer who sees that is going to want to work on something out of their own will? No, they won't. They're going to play it safe. They're going to keep making Forza. Ugh. They're going to keep making Halo. Ugh. They're going to keep making Gears.
I mean,
I'll give Gears
most
'cause-
developers just work on the task at hand. It's the creative leads that are like, this is what I really want to do, or I wish I wasn't doing this right now. But DeMarco sets up a really good scenario where I feel like Xbox maybe made some excuses in 2019 where, like, we allow these people to do their passion projects. Like, no, really what you did was you brought on Obsidian and Ninja Theory, and they're like, we've been working on these small things, and Xbox is like, we need stuff ASAP, so we'll take it. Fortunately, Grounded is fantastic, one of the best games of 2022, but Bleeding Edge wasn't, from Ninja Theory. So Holly, that blue number in the chat, says high risk is dangerous territory right now. I think what DeMarco is setting up was so perfect, where Xbox is going to say, we appreciate the passion projects, but right now our first priority, and Red was alluding to that reply or that statement from Xbox and Microsoft, that our first priority is tried and true great IPs and franchises. So if a studio like Compulsion says, hey, here's South of Midnight, now we want to work on this quirky little puzzle type thing, we think people really like it, Xbox is going to be like, I don't know about that, we're going to have to, stuff's going to have to get approved now because Microsoft's breathing down our neck. So DeMarco's right. I think Xbox is going to be super careful about what goes forward, because right now, unfortunately, this should have happened last year. Right now, in the current climate that Xbox is sitting in, Redfall would have never been greenlit. It would have never been allowed to finish. They would have told them, put that on ice. That's nowhere near where we need to be. And finally, Xbox is like, we need to have quality control, because now they're seeing it hit their pocketbook. And I said something last year, like, where's your QA QC? Like, why are you just letting this stuff go out the door like this? And some of your competitors would never allow that to happen. So that's the answer, is they're going to be super careful.
Was it to just get games out to justify Xbox as a brand, or was it to justify Game Pass?
You mean the small things, like Bleeding Edge? Even a
Redfall. Because
I think Xbox is like,
to get this stuff out. So was it Xbox, or was it specific to Game Pass that they said we need Game Pass titles?
With Redfall, Xbox was sitting in a 3-year situation where they had another 3 years with no games. They hadn't actually, they were in that 10-year pocket of not having a lot of great exclusives on their platform. And well, I talked to somebody pretty high up that was like, we were not prepared for Redfall. Like, we were doing internal reviews, and there were things going on, and we got blindsided by how unfinished that game was. And they were adamant, Bethesda was, for publishing. These are my words right here, that they're adamant that Bethesda publishing was just like, no, we're ready to ship. Publishing wants their money back. And this is the problem with the games industry, Red, where you and I've talked about this, where the publishers now rule what we get to enjoy. And one of our favorite games, Cyberpunk from CD Projekt Red, it was self-published. The reason why that game came out unfinished and got slammed by everybody that lived on this planet was because the publishing part of CD Projekt Red said, get the game out. We don't care. We're not listening to the project managers. That game is done. We've seen it. It's good enough. Let's go. It's going to be a hit. We want our money back. We want our return on investment. Get that game on the market and quit waiting. And we had to pay the price when the game just wasn't ready. Wait 1 or 2 more years? Yeah, even though there was another year.
Right.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm ranting.
No, and that's a really good point, and that's exactly what you brought me right back to what I was going to say earlier, actually. This is exactly what's been happening with BioWare, too. So, for those of you who don't know about this, Anthem. If anyone has played Anthem, I think it is pretty obvious that game, mechanically, technically speaking, is a very good functioning game. And that's about it, right? Because it has great bones. Anthem was the code name of that project. EA said, hurry the hell up, get the damn game out. We don't care. They go, we don't have a story yet. We need time. And they go, we've given you 3-4 years or whatever, and this is what you got us. They literally, now hang on. They literally had to build the narrative around the project name Anthem. You can look this up. So
tell me about this.
this is what I was telling you about. So they go, okay, what can we do with Anthem? Like, I don't know, like the anthem of the universe. Like they're singing song. I don't know, just push up some shit out there. Another reason that the first person walking around, because that wasn't finished. That was supposed to be third person, and they couldn't finish it. So everything is rushed by these publishers and these higher ups, and this is sort of the overarching issue. Jonas brought this up earlier with the big guy pointing the finger like me and Jonas are right now, controlling everything with their magic wands. Well, that, you know what I mean, and just being evil people, pretty much, basically. And the people that are just below them are trying to be. They're very passionate about what they do, especially the developers. Very, very passionate about what they're doing, so they want to feel safe, and this sucks. So yeah, go ahead, DeMarco.
Anthem, there were reports that came out. I think wasn't it Jason Schreier that did some journalism after that game had come out, and he explained how.
Yeah, and he was like,
Listen, Earth Clan. Here's what's going on with Xbox. The Shadow Broker.
sorry.
No, it's good.
He was a shadow broker.
I have a whole thing that he's a bull. It's from Mass Effect.
That's great.
Earth Clan.
Earth Clan.
No, it came out where he was talking about how Anthem, like EA tried to give BioWare tons of time. That was the whole story with BioWare Magic. You know how that term started getting around, like, oh, BioWare Magic, Bethesda Magic, like Arkane Magic, you know, and people started throwing that term around because BioWare was giving a lot of freedom and the studio itself did not provide the clear direction to its team. And then EA stepped in and said, the F is going on here. And so that was an instance where, at least seemingly, it wasn't so much of, hey, big evil publisher, as much as it was, hey, studio had too little direction and was not able to piece that together.
Yeah, Assassin, what do you think about that, huh? Huh?
Hey, you have 90 live. Can you give a shout out?
I just now pinned Lotus's like and subscribe, because I would really appreciate, guys, if you're new here, to at least hit the like button and maybe subscribe. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. PT Pacific time. Yes, thank you guys so much for being here. This is the biggest crowd we've ever had. And usually I'm going to be honest, we're a lot more fun and a lot more crazy and silly and wacky. But we don't have a whole lot of room for that today, because this
format is working. I'm just going to say.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Well, and this stuff is, people are very passionate about what we're talking about, and I love that. So if you guys are passionate about all the things that we're talking about today, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for this.
Shadow Banker Killing
Studios. Shadow Banker. I like Shadow Banker better than Shadow Broker. I like it. Noise, shut up. Don't be rude.
Our podcast is that we celebrate everybody when they deserve it. We celebrate studios and publishers when they deserve it, and we grill them when they also deserve it. Just like today.
Yes, this is not an Xbox podcast for anyone.
This is what I want to do to Microsoft right now. It's just...
Can you hold it up to the camera so people can see?
You have to get in line.
It's right there.
It's that situation on the...
That's how I feel right now. If you want a summary.
That is great. I love that.
Have to get behind me first, Marco. I call first dibs.
Here, Red. What do you think? This is what keeps my drink nice and cool. Come on,
whoa!
Focus.
You got to get real close in there.
Oh, there it was just in.
There it is. Ooh, love that. Look at that. It's a 76. Brother, what's that, brother? That's a vault.
At Xbox E3 2019, I bought a mystery box from the Bethesda merch booth, and it came with, it's like, it comes with a shirt and a couple other things, and most of the stuff in there was Fallout 76 stuff, and I was like, that scared
the
wife.
Woman. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. If you guys have ever seen,
because back then, like, I think the game came out that year and I played it and I hated it. So I have some of this Fallout 76 merch, and then like years later I love the game to death, and I'm like, ooh, brother, ooh, good, yes. So anyway, as we were. Yes, normally Red's Renegade Realm podcast is one of my favorites, because This group here with DeMarco, Assassin, and that blue number, like they just chill. They hang back, they talk about games, they make jokes, they cover the news, they give their opinions on it, and then today it's like...
Definitely got really lucky with that timing of the show and this news.
Yeah, exactly. Which is great, and that's today. That's literally today. But yeah, if you guys like what we're talking about, well, that's too bad because we're not always going to be talking about bad news. We're usually having a great time talking about things that we love. And that blue number in chat is our other panel member that she is away right now in Guatemala.
I'm trying to do my best.
Isn't that where she
impression of
is?
her.
That's oh my god,
Do I
Holly,
look
you're
like her
here.
with my
Holly.
hair? Oh, I look just like her.
You
No.
need
my
more
God.
flashing lights in the background.
She's in
That'll
Seattle,
really
of all
sell it.
places.
Seattle.
She is
close enough.
Just a small stone's throw away
Seattle.
from Xbox. Holly, stop watching, go over to Xbox, and do the Batman kicking Joker in the crotch thing, and then
There you
report
go.
back to us.
Thanks.
She's like, ding dong, at the door of Xbox. Hello? Oh!
That's the noise of pop
Let's go back to
noise.
343 and just record yourself kicking Master Chief in the nuts.
Let's see.
Xbox Enterprises, how can I help you?
Who are you? I'm gonna call HR on you. I don't work here, baby.
I don't even work here.
Yeah, exactly. I just been waiting outside to kick somebody.
Is
let's see.
Tango home?
Camaro Squid
Let's
said
go.
Kojimba just retweeted Tango's tweet about their shutdown. So even Kojima himself is out here saying nah. Yeah, so that goes to show this is gonna
Kojima's
have
like
legs.
sweating.
Exactly. Yeah, just like profusely. Yeah, his glasses are all fogged up. Two Pet Stock says brutal direction or
Dick
lack
Hardman.
thereof for Dick Hardman. Remember that from Death Stranding? Dick Hardman was my favorite character. That is so good. I love Dick Hardman.
He's wearing the metal mask. I'm Dick Hardman.
I'm so hard I can't even see anything.
Fogging up his metal mask.
Exactly.
Dick Hardman.
Let's see. Two Pet Stack says brutal direction or lack thereof for Xbox. Why dissolve studios that have regularly released titles and not touch studios that have not released anything in half a decade or even at all? Yeah, well, there is no good answer, or there's no
wild.
answer that's going to sound like that makes sense. Tango hasn't really done a whole lot. Tango was known for Evil Within and Hi-Fi Rush and what else? Right? And what else besides Evil Within 2 did they make until Hi-Fi Rush? And maybe
I think there was a
Microsoft looked
rumor
at
they
that.
were working on 3.
Yes, there
Evil
was. There was
Within
even a
3.
You were
tease.
making
There was
Ghostwire
even a,
Tokyo.
Thank you. Yes. That's right. That was everyone fell in love with that lady that came out on stage. It's
100
spooky.
live.
That-
There's 100 live.
oh, are we at
Yumi
100?
Nakamura. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
listen.
give us a shout out.
We're yes, we so
Everybody.
thank you for keeping me because I have to look over at my phone and I keep having to lock everything down and open things
I'm here
back
for you,
up.
bro.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank them all.
And now let me thank you. Colt's just like, now press this button and he'll say this and this button. Yes, thank you guys so much. This is the most that we've ever had on the show ever. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you're into gaming podcasts and whatnot, there's also a healthy influx of regular update videos of just the gaming industry and what's going on for me. And so guys, thank you so much for
If you
hanging
guys
out
care
with us
about
tonight.
video games, subscribe.
Yeah.
Renegade.
Yes,
We leave
please.
the politics out unless it's a situation like this. We, like Colt said earlier, we talk about games, no matter the platform, no matter the publisher. We may have our disagreements, but we all love games, and that's what matters most. So,
I know you're
if you like
talking about
games,
never
just hit the
disagree.
subscribe button, hit the like button.
Yes.
All right,
thank you,
Mr.
guys.
Plays Only Thing Bethesda, now you're down 4 studios.
God, all right,
Yeah.
let's not.
It sucks.
It sucks. Were there any
Pray
more
one will live
I'm
on,
sorry,
DeMarco.
low blow. Low blow.
Ray 1.
I'm gonna end this Q&A. I'm gonna end it. Q&A.
Wait, DeMarco. If a few years from now, Dinga Bakaba comes on stage and announces Prey 2, will you be okay with that?
Look,
If it's
Yeah,
Dinga at
that's
the
not
helm?
how the.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good call.
I would be. You know what? Because honestly, I don't think it would be I would not want to support a team of developers. I'm hoping people will agree with this. I would not want to support a team of developers because something unfortunate like this happens that's completely out of their control.
Oh my!
And they turn around and say, nobody else can work on this. Like nobody else can do it. Blah blah blah. And only we can work on Prey. And I see you respond to it, Red. Go ahead.
Lotus Spree just donated $100 fucking dollars. Man, thank you so much. Holy shit, Lotus, you're awesome. Thank you so much for that. This Lotus is sort of like the example of generosity and humanity in general. They're just like
and happiness,
and just being super positive all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Lotus
really...
is one of those rare people that's not here just to start an argument, like just celebrating gaming. And congrats to you guys for hitting a milestone today and everybody being here with us. Like Red was asking me, like, I don't know if I want to do the show, you know, because all the stuff's going on. I'm like, I think it'd be good. It's good for you guys to be able to talk about this, and everybody's here, and it means a lot to these gents. Wait, where are they at?
Is that Gaz? Gaz is in chat. What? Gaz, what's up, man?
He goes, okay, that's a lie.
God, it is.
Wow, Gaz, thank you so much for showing up, man. Wow, that's 2 bangers. I'm gonna cry. Look at my neck.
Hey, man, hey, Red, you have to remember, he brings the sauce, we bring the pasta.
Oh, I'm done.
We got the noodles. We got the... I don't know. Listen, we got noodles here. I should go.
Stupid.
I know it's stupid. I don't want to be funny. I just want to be stupid.
That's fine. That's better than...
Well, I gotta tell you, that reminds me of something my son said when he was like 5. So my dad used to say, you know, when I would get in trouble, he's like, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. And he said that to me all the time. He said, your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower when I was in trouble. Or he said, you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
So grass and I'm the lawnmower.
So I would say that to my kids, like as I was raising them, like, hey, you know, it's like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. And so one day when my son was like 5, I said, hey, you mess with the bull? And he goes, you get the milk. And I'm like,
what the dad? You're like, oh!
Oh! So I was like, he's too young to know that's like a top tier joke.
Oh.
But he meant BOWL. You mess with the bull for cereal, you get the milk. Because he was 5. And I thought, that's too good. You mess with the bull, you get the milk. Which is better than he brings the sauce. We'll bring the noodles.
Right, exactly. Yes, you got the cheese, we got the squeeze, if you know what I mean. Well, I just lost all my subs that we just made in this show from that comment.
You bang it, Red. You bang the Parmesan cheese to get it out.
Okay, explain that to me, please.
Excuse me, do you guys like
let's
melt
Gaz
Parmesan
says,
cheese
let's
onto
not
your
and
noodles?
say we did.
Gaz says, yo, Donnie, my former mod with Crying Eyes, and shout out to Game On Daily that had to close their studio. Oh, man.
Who?
Oh my god.
Bro, in 1 week we lost Tango, Roundhouse, Alpha Dog, Arkane Austin, and Game On Daily in 1 week.
Yeah, man.
Terrible week for the Xbox community. Really, really terrible.
Gosh,
I remember
we lost all these studios that make 60 meta bangers. Game On Daily, 60 meta podcast.
Yep.
Gaz with his sauce videos, they're 60 meta. Oh gosh.
I'm gonna try to make a montage video for Gaz.
Because after that PlayStation showcase last year, I keep rewatching the video that he did afterwards. With, making fun of Jabari and Persona. I love his edits so much. That video, I rewatch it from time to time. I'm like, yes, this is peak for you, man.
Yes, he's like, I can't wait to show you what I'm cooking up, and he's like over there pulling levers, cranking stuff.
I remember when I made my first out of context clip, Reb was like, this is similar to the shit for Tango and Gaz does. I'm like, yeah, they were kind of the inspiration here.
Yep.
I mean, I'm definitely not as good as they are, but I try. Speaking of which, Red, I do
That's the
have another
thing.
one.
Gaz, or Septic Sauce in chat, for anyone who doesn't know who we're talking about, if you've been living under a PlayStation rock. I'm just kidding. But
Phil made me do it.
Gaz is not stopping with his content.
The
on
rock
his
of
channel,
virginity.
so the
What?
sauce will continue. The virginity
The sauce
rock,
will
exactly.
continue.
I'm not strong enough
Yeah.
to get it off of me. Help me with the milk, daddy. I don't know, whatever joke
Can
you
you-
made earlier. Sorry, I don't know.
That wasn't.
a joke. That
Can
wasn't
you do?
it.
That
Can you
was
do
my
an
dad,
impression
sorry,
of Gaz?
sorry.
God.
Can you do an impression of Gaz's voice for the chat?
There we go.
Hard
That's
time doing
my
British,
impression of Gaz.
Australian accents. You can do
Hold
anyone
on, do
else
it.
fine, but when you try to do Risk It or Nick, you fuck up so bad.
Because
No!
Gaz, no. By the way, if Special Nick needs to know, I love him, and now I feel like he's mad at me because
Chill, Nick.
she'll Nick.
Do
not
Gaz's
gonna
voice
jump
while he's
in.
here. Do Gaz's voice. Here's what I've got the script for you. Say, bruv, I'm working on a sauce video that's gonna murk Phil Spencer.
Bro,
Those two
I'm
lines.
working
Now,
on a sauce video that's gonna murk these fucking fuck beep 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 beep. I wish I had a soundboard. I wish
it's almost perfect. Oh my god.
the body language and everything. Ugh! So much energy, man. I love Gaz. Yeah.
Every
He's
time
big
Gaz
inspirations.
does a video, every time he does a video, you can see like the veins about ready to just burst
I
across
know,
his forehead.
man.
He's like,
It's so good.
I'm sure that when he's done and he hits stop recording, he's like,
Oh yeah, he's like shower time. God, yeah, it's great. Yes,
shower with your dad time.
shower with your dad time. Exactly. Yes, shower with your dad. Yeah, and special Nick, Gaz. I'm glad you're laughing at that. And Nick, it wasn't. I was trying to do an accurate representation of special Nick saying no, which is what he did, by the way, on Xbox era when they had their name a game, and Nick was just in there, man, just getting it was sick. And Jesse,
Can you say absolutely the way that he does?
well, my Australian tends to go
absolutely.
New Zealand when I say it's absolutely, but it's not. It goes more New Zealand every time I do it, and I can't get away from it. So
Salva
anyway.
is from Australia. Nar is how we say no in Australia. I
No.
love that for you.
no. Yeah, I
You know,
was
my
trying to be
son was
respectful.
laughing because we were in party chat together, and he was saying that in the car. Nar!
God,
Because of you.
we're raising him right. You and me, two dads, just trying
Oh,
to.
damn,
Two dads in a hot tub.
Hey, man, it's the 90s, all right?
That's right. We're
Two
in the
dads
90s,
in a
baby.
hot tub.
You don't have a
Two
mom
dads
or you have
naked
two
in a hot
dads.
tub with the bubbles on. It's not
It's
weird.
fine. Come on in, son.
bubbles
I
are
got
on,
a
it's
beer
not
for
weird.
you. That's right.
Hey,
You're
son, you
7
mess
years
with the
old.
bull, you get the milk. Yeah. Yeah.
You're 7 years old. You're
Thank you,
practically
bud.
a
My
man.
ass
Here's a
and
shot
I'm
of
the
Patron.
grass.
My ass is grass.
I just want to say thank you to Colt and DeMarco and Red because I have about 7 clips for Out of Context this week.
Oh,
So
crap,
thank
I forgot.
No.
about
God.
that.
God.
Okay, Yodani says, Yodani with the super chat with the $2 says, okay, Red, now do Risk It, crying in the car. Can you do Risk It,
Oh, that's easy.
showing his frustration about the new recent shutdowns? And go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So, it's crazy out there right now. Like, I'm trying to stay calm, but it's I love Xbox and I love Phil,
Oh,
and
but-
it's hard. It's really hard. Oh!
I'm really
Sorry,
hot.
I about ran over a kangaroo. Oh god, just take a mouthful of these kangadoodles here. I feel better now. Thanks.
He's like in the
subscribe.
car and he's like,
So,
running over
someone get
people.
Brisket on the phone, please.
He's like, please don't. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Matt
Eating
Houston,
ad plus
for
45
the.
diabetes.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Wait, I didn't see it. Hang on, let me pull it back up. What do you say? I
Yes,
gotta-
this is family friendly.
Gaz
You need to-
is building a Risk It
Stop
RPG
giving
character.
us the sauce.
Plus
Oh my
45
God.
diabetes.
God. Right? That's your
funny.
character
That's not
sheet.
funny.
It's your character sheet. Let's see. -2 to charisma,
hey,
plus 45 to diabetes.
When I make my people are like Cole, how do you make your custom characters? I'm like, well, I make a guy with a really tall forehead and I put -2 on the eyebrows. It works every time.
Works every time.
Works every time. How'd you make him look like you? Yeah, just do the no eyebrows and you got it.
That's right. Matt Houston, thank you so much for the $3. What's CA? California money? Isn't that what that means? California, $3, so it's worth like $10 here, right? It's a lot. Either way, thank you so much for the California $3. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. And oh man, listen, this is what the show's about.
Outlaw
by the
has a
way,
question, Red.
this is the
Yeah,
Outlaw. So if id Software, if id Software next game doesn't sell well, will that studio get shut down? I mean, that's sort of what we're talking about. Yes.
Oh,
If any game does well, if anyone does well,
I thought we were talking
no
about
matter how well they
milk
do,
and-
they're going to get shut down. Now, that's what everyone's saying. And that's going to be the narrative for years to come now. Literally.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, are they going to go shut
Greg, you
down?
wanna know
Hey,
my
look,
hot take about
this
this
new
stuff?
game that came out, it did really well. And the first thing, it's going to get shut down next. It's going to be endless.
We've
Go
already
ahead,
had that
Assassin.
though. That's already sort of been a thing. It's just
That's
gonna get
true.
worse.
That's
Yeah.
true. You're right. Assassin?
You're right.
What were you going to say?
Yeah, so here's my hot take, and I've said it before, and I know a lot of people in the Xbox community are going to disagree with me, but then
have a
again,
cold
if
take.
it keeps these studios,
I feel like every time you've like started saying an opinion, this whole episode, you've just been, here's a hot take, just with all of your takes. So I'm just wondering if you have a cold take.
yeah,
I'll tell you about my life.
No, well, if I had a cold take, then no one would listen. But here,
I would listen.
my hot take, and I've said this before. They should take off first-party games from Game Pass. They should just sell them the old-fashioned way. Don't
Well,
put
I mean,
first-party
Assassin
games in
doesn't
the Game
have
Pass
a-
anymore.
It's not that terrible of a take because if you look back at the last 4 years or whatever it's been, 5 years of Game Pass, like how many first-party games have dropped in there? It seems like not a lot. They put in some about
Halo Infinite.
20 games a month. And if you look over the years that they've had Game Pass, how many of those have been like their big first-party games? It really seems like a handful. I mean, you look back, I'm sure you could name like 20 or 30 over the past 5 years or whatever, but people are like wondering, is Call of Duty actually going to launch on Game Pass? And they asked me that, and I'm like, I mean, it's supposed to, but I mean, who knows
If it was
what?
up to me, I would pay the $50 for Hellblade 2 if it means keeping Ninja Theory alive. That is something that I'd be willing to do. And if you get mad about the whole, oh, well, that's the reason why I subscribe to Game Pass, because of the first-party output. Well, maybe Microsoft should maybe think of a solution to remedy that. They managed to get EA Play into Game Pass Ultimate. Why don't you make a partnership with someone like Ubisoft? Instead of your first-party games, maybe say, if you subscribe to Game Pass, you get Ubisoft and EA games. Day one.
I don't like
Maybe
that
that would be
take.
better.
I don't like that take. I don't like that take of,
Why do
well,
you have to comment? You're a PC guy.
No. What?
PC has Game Pass.
Whoa! Hey, you're coming at me with these attacks. I was just gonna politely disagree. My God.
I'm only kidding. Mostly.
What I was going to say is I've never been a fan of the take that we need to buy more games to support these studios. I don't think that's our job. It's not my job to go out and buy your game by the most expensive means possible in order to keep your studio afloat.
Yeah.
In any world. The thing about it is there's ways that either developers can try to save costs, like, right? One of the big problems, and we've seen games scaling back, we've heard discussions from executives saying, yeah, we have to take these games back because the budgets are just getting too extreme. Like, we can't afford these huge open worlds and populating and dialogue and blah, and this sourcing and language and whatever else that goes into it, all the stuff that goes into it. That's stuff that studios need to learn how to manage a lot better. When do marketing budgets need to be more than the cost to actually develop the game, right?
Marketing. Speaking
areas-
of marketing, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Where's the Hellblade 2 marketing, by the way? Where is it?
It's
There's
coming
been,
this
There's
week.
been no TV ads. There's nothing
There's
on
a
Twitter,
whole
nothing
Yeah, I
anywhere.
know. They should have started it way earlier, but like the massive movie integration and other stuff is all coming like this coming week. It's a 3-week run. They should have been doing it for 2 months. But yeah, I know.
Well, there's
Anyway,
there's
finish the
there's,
markup.
there's your different there's your different marketing strategies, right? It depends on and there's neither is more necessarily effective than the other. Which you can either have a lot in a very short run where it's very concentrated. It's about the amount of times. It's all measured by the amount of times a person will see your advertisements over the course of a day, or a week, or a month. So you can either do that in a very concentrated amount of time or stretch it out depending on. And they have these budgets set for a long time. They say, okay, the marketing budget's going to be $200 million, right? So and then they have to plan out how they're going to spread that budget. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, no, it's not my fiscal responsibility to support your studio because you have mismanagement or you worked out of scope or you, any other myriad of reasons because Microsoft mismanaged. It's not even maybe the studio's fault. I'm not responsible
but then
for
what
that.
are you gonna do if you don't? So you're saying if you don't buy the games, it doesn't mean anything. If you subscribe to Game Pass, it's unsustainable, and the studio gets shut down anyway. How else are we supposed to pay them with our bodies? Because if that's what they want, they're gonna be sorely disappointed with a lot of us.
They won't be disappointed with mine. So they listen. It's again.
Damn
that's
the
not-
confidence.
That's not my.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm working on it. That's not my problem. As a gamer, as a consumer, that is not my problem. You make a game, I consume it. If you offer me Game Pass and it's the most affordable route for me, I'll play through Game Pass. And it's Microsoft's job to figure out how are we going to make this financially sustainable. It's not my job to say, hey, well, actually, the studio makes more money if I buy it. Like, I don't care. I'm a consumer.
Yep.
I am a consumer of your product.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, here's a different option. And I like Colt's opinion on this most. What if they stop bringing in the big day one third-party games? Like Persona 3. Or maybe stop like they did with Outriders or MLB. What if they stop doing those deals? Because we saw an estimate of how much money they're spending to get those deals. I think Star Wars.
I haven't
Survivor
seen
itself
any
was like
big
300
third-party
million.
games. They haven't put any big third-party games on Game Pass since
Metro. Oh, no,
We're gonna get Stalker 2 though.
But that
We're gonna get Stalker 2 in
obviously has been
December.
delayed by unforeseen and uncontrollable.
Yeah, and it's coming out at the very end of the year.
Yeah.
So over the grand scheme, I forgot how long. I think 2018 is when Game Pass started. Yeah, 2018. So for 6 years they've had Game Pass, and what were the biggest drops from third-party day and date? Outriders and
Outriders was big, yeah.
Outriders, MLB.
wasn't Plague's Tale Requiem a day and date game? I think it was.
Yes.
They
Yes.
they haven't had a lot of big.
One.
I could count on one hand the big day and date money had of games that they put on Game Pass. Those are games you could buy
Does it
outside
have
of
to be
that.
day one?
Yes,
Is that-
because when
that-
you're putting a
that's-
game out 3-6 months or a year later,
Okay.
like
Like
Jedi
Jedi
Galaxy
Survivor?
was a year later. Jedi
Right.
Survivor a year later
Jedi-
or whatever.
Yeah, the EA games and stuff. A lot of people, shout out to Hargeet Chani was saying, I remember when Jedi Survivor first came out and we talked to him and he
Lies
said,
of P?
it's going to come out. It's going to come out on EA Play. And
Liza
it did.
P. Yeah,
Liza P.
Liza P.
right.
dropped as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Wo Long-
yes, Liza P. I love that.
Michael says
I love that
Wo Long.
game so much. I listened to the soundtrack.
Remnant 2,
Wo Long, that's another one.
Atomic Heart.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
argue
I mean,
Cocoon.
you're
Manor
saying a lot
Lords,
of middle-sized games, but
Manor,
yeah, those are-
Owl World.
MLB. Yeah,
Dishonored?
Charlie Hustle says MLB.
yeah.
So,
So-
there's some examples, maybe not the strongest examples, but there are.
There are
They
examples.
do
yeah.
they do
But
exist.
they're the one. But they're the ones
Right.
that made the big splash when they did launch into Game Pass. They're the ones that a lot of people did talk about.
Yeah.
Red, you wouldn't shut up about a Plague Tale Requiem until the Game Awards, and then you got
Dude.
pissed off they didn't win.
That Plague Tale Requiem.
Even though Elden Ring deserved it, though.
Plague Tale Requiem is better. I'm saying it. It's better than The Last of Us 1. It is so good. The story. Oh my god. That game. And I'm just talking about the story, by the way. I'm not saying like the game overall is better,
Hard
but
disagree button on that, but
did you play it?
Oh, not this. No,
of
no. You guys have
a
had
Plague
this.
Tale, I played
you
a
guys
Plague
have had this
Tale
debate again.
Innocence.
Yeah, you need to play Requiem because I agree with you on Innocence because Innocence is rough, but Requiem is like it's
This is
incredible.
fantastic.
It's incredible. Like it.
Good.
Oh my god. Yeah, I said Requiem.
You said Innocence was rough.
Innocence is rough. Requiem is what I'm losing my shit about. Tony Kazada, thank you so much, bro, for the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Yadani says, Red Wolf, now do Assassin.
A $5 super chat. An outstanding $5 super chat. A glorious.
Anyway, he says, Red Wolf, now do Assassin punching his steering wheel while scaring his persona body pillow girlfriend with his violent outburst. Okay, so Assassin driving and punching. So he's. I guess I gotta put my sunglasses on every time someone's in a car because that's just how it is, right? Assassin, do you wear sunglasses?
Wait. If you're gonna do a me impression, you got to turn off your camera.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. There we go. Just gonna screw that all up. Oh look, now he's me. That worked out perfectly. What? What is this? Oh, sorry, I gotta change my. What? Oh my god! Oh my god! This is bullshit! I hate this! No. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. Shh. Honey, I got you. It's okay. Oh, God, I spilled some water on you. It's okay. I'll throw you in the dryer when we get home. You're so soft. Oh, my God. You're so soft and blue and Persona-y.
What the shunk is going on here?
All right. There you go.
Hey, Donnie paid the super chat. That's what he got.
There you go. You get what you pay for, ladies.
I need an adult.
And now my camera won't work again. Oh, I got to do this. Here, I got it. It's fine. We got it. We're back.
Said the dad of 2 children. I need a fucking adult.
Right. It's the camera. Yeah, Assassin, that was a really weird recording that you just played for us. So thanks for that. Weird.
You're welcome.
But hey, it's okay.
Imagine explaining this to anyone walking past you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Sheena's like, oh my god. She's used to me being an absolute psychopath all the time. And it's great. It's a great way to stay in shape.
Fucking goober.
Yes. Oh, look, Arkane is back. Over 100 peeps watching. Yes, shout out to all the over 100 peeps watching. And thank y'all so much for the support. It's been amazing.
Another super
and especially
Jacob
on...
Dupas.
Especially
now Boomstick's XL super chat shout out whisper.
Assassin.
Assassin, I feel like there's like a 10-second delay, so he just talks whenever the hell he wants to. It's fine. I love you, Assassin.
There is.
Yeah. So
Jacob Dupas say with a glorious, outstanding $2 super chat. It's beautiful. Thank you.
There you go, Jacob. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing that awesome $2 super chat.
An amazing, beautiful, glistening $2 super chat.
All right. Anyway, yeah. Over 100 people watching tonight. It's been the biggest show that we've had, and for all the support that we've got, all the super chats. So shout out to everyone doing super chats tonight. It's been incredible on a day that's so depressing in the gaming industry. Wow, this is what community is all about. Just coming together and just hanging out and trying to just, put our heads together and try to have some fun in the darkness and whatnot. Does that make sense? I don't know. Paragon.
Oh, I figured out why I'm delayed. I'm sorry. I figured out why I was delayed. For some reason, whenever the audio for the podcasts, so I have YouTube up to see the chat, and then I have Discord. For some reason, the audio from YouTube turned back on. That's why I was hearing you so delayed. So I figured it out, and I'm sorry for earlier, by the way. I got it fixed now.
No, it's okay. You can say whatever you want. No, I'm just kidding. Paragon, Giotia, Goetia. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. They say, so we can agree Phil is reaching the end of his mandate, right? I don't know. I feel like anytime something goes bad, we're gonna go straight to the throat of a Jim Ryan or a Phil Spencer. But
this is different though. This is different.
This is
I've never seen.
Go ahead.
I have not seen people this pissed off at the their Xbox leadership in a long time. Not this bad. And I saw someone on Twitter actually say this is probably the worst studio closure from Microsoft since Lionhead, 2016.
Oh, come on.
I don't know if you guys agree
Were
with
people
that.
really bugged about Lionhead? Like, no one was happy with Fable Legends, and they hadn't done anything and kept the lights on for a long time.
Yeah, I don't.
And no one was happy with Fable 3, so I don't know about that one.
It
but
might have been
sorry.
different if Fable Legends hadn't been a thing and they ended with Fable 3, knowing what they could have improved in the future with the backlash that they got with Fable 3. Does that make sense? Like, if
guess.
Fable
People
Legends didn't happen
underestimate
and they're
how
like,
big the
they've
Fable
been
community
listening
is.
to. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't fix your. Go ahead.
Damn it! No.
DeMarco, I demand you to
Why
laugh.
does it keep turning back on? Marco laugh.
It's fine. Okay, so sorry, I don't even know where we're at. Donnie Kazada, thank you so much, man. You don't have to stop it. Another $5 super chat, thank you, man. He says, happy birthday to Septic Sauce and early birthday to Colt Eastwood tomorrow. Just do what you want all the time. Would love that for you. Yes,
Ooh.
shout out to.
Wait.
It's real. It's real. It really
Oh,
is
you might
Colt
wanna read
Eastwood's
the chat.
birthday tomorrow, by the way. It is Colt Eastwood's birthday tomorrow, and he is turning
An amazing, outstanding 28 years old tomorrow. Thank you.
yes. So, happy birthday, bro. Seriously. I almost
Thank you.
forgot.
My
Happy
kids,
birthday,
before I
man.
jumped on the show, they're like, what do you want for your birthday, Dad? And I'm like, Mountain Dew
Pebble.
and a Snickers.
And to be on the Renegade Realm podcast.
And to be on the Renegade Realm podcast with DeMarco and Assassin.
Exactly. That's right.
Yo, Colt,
Screw me.
it seems like a few people disagree with you about Lionhead. See,
Oh,
I like
probably.
Fable
I'm
3.
sorry. They were
Still
in
right about
quite a
Lionhead's culture.
downward spiral. They were in quite a downward
Damn.
spiral back then.
Hey, Colt. Red Eyed Dragoon says, hey, Colt, I replied to your tweet on Twitter showcasing your video. It's the Wanderer. Please tell me your thoughts.
It's the what?
It's the Wanderer, they said. They replied to you on Twitter and they said, please,
Oh.
Daddy, see me, notice me.
It's the Wanderer. Oh, you're the Wanderer on Twitter?
On Twitter, yeah.
Well, I'm the type of guy who's... I don't remember the words.
Likes to
That song
roam
on-
around, then I get
Yeah.
demonetized because I'm singing
Down
this
to
song.
town, and when I find myself found it for some girl, hop right into that car of mine, I drive around the world.
Bro,
I'm the
that was
Wanderer.
Oh, the wanderer.
Around. And that's over that. Bit boy off.
Demonetized. What's up?
Hey, everybody, won't you come around and sit about a better with a butcher Pete? And radio off. That's me.
Yeah, exactly. And skip.
Or,
Yeah.
woohoo, I won the lottery. Woohoo, I'm alive. Can't you smell that air? Just smell it. Woohoo.
No, you gotta
What
do
was
the
it?
zoom. Can you smell that?
Right, exactly. I'm so glad that they're changing
Dude,
that
do it
stuff.
again. Do it again because the camera just zooms in on you. You walk up and you press A to interact.
I won
Please stop.
lottery!
Woo! Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes. Fantastic. And then he goes,
Then he just walks up. He's like,
yeah.
and then like 5 minutes later, this guy's like, hey, you have any of those Blue Star bottle caps? I'm a collector. And then he takes one, and then you turn around and you're like, and you know, the body goes,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, goes,
Yeah,
flops,
just
and you're like,
completely.
he's got like
that's-
8 bottle star caps on him. I love
And that's
that.
why
I love
Xbox
that for
brought
us.
them. Happy Bomb, what the shunk? Happy Bomb, thank you so much. They put a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Happy Bomb. Really, really appreciate
Oh,
you. $20. Thank
Bro.
you. Such a fun show. They said thank you so much. That is awesome. Really appreciate it. Yeah, this is what the show again. This is what the whole show is usually for the people who are hanging out with us right now. But we had to get the dark stuff out of the way. So we're just sort of hanging out, having fun now. Yes. And all the new people. There's so many new people in chat. I usually am like responding to everyone individually. I cannot keep up. But guys, thank you so much for everything. Really, really appreciate you.
Hey, Red.
Yeah.
Lauren Olivia in chat says DeMarco and Gaz have the same lower half of the face. I can't unsee it now.
They do.
They do.
DeMarco, could you just do the lower half of your face with your camera for the rest of the?
For the rest
Is
of
this
the
a compliment or an insult? Hold on.
It's a compliment. He's got a great lower half
compliment.
of face. There you go. Gaz is here. Oh no, there you go. There you go. He's back. Gaz is back. Look at that. That is great. He trimmed a little bit. Look at that. Look at that neck too. Ooh.
Yeah,
Look
that
at
does look like him.
Oh yeah, this is some good stuff right here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, that's just like how Gaz chews. Yep, left and
So
right. Like
somebody tried to call me out on my tweet for my video today and said, "Bro, look at this. This you were against the ABK acquisition last year." And I'm like, "Yeah, on a video that 100,000 people watched. I've told you guys multiple times I wanted Xbox to ditch ABK and they wouldn't be in this situation." And they were like, "I think I got you in a gotcha moment." It's like, man, sometimes these guys aren't even real, bro.
They're not real, man.
They're not real. Like, how could you be so dumb?
Yep.
Stupid.
Gaz, what do you
But,
think?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how to do a Gaz impression.
It's okay. It's okay.
I need to see more Gaz.
Wait, keep talking. I gotta let my dog.
All
in.
you
He's
gotta
like yelling at me.
All you gotta do is just talk like you're squeezing somebody to death, like you're choking them, basically.
I can't say that I know what that sounds like. I've never choked anybody before. But what I can say is that what the hell were we talking about?
I don't even know anymore.
Nobody even knows. We're at the part of the show where things just start getting off the rails. And whatever happens. So, Jonas, thanks. Sure, I haven't.
I just have one more thing to say about this whole situation.
word.
Sorry, DeMarco. This June showcase better be one hell of a show.
Do you think they're going to acknowledge anything that happened, or they're just gonna?
No, they won't.
Nope.
No, they
Yeah,
won't.
That's last
No,
month's
not a damn
news.
thing.
It was a rhetorical question, but
I mean, it'd be great if they did acknowledge it somehow, but they're not going to.
No, you don't.
all
No,
the,
they're not
all the
going to.
terrible layoffs that we've had in the industry that we totally didn't have a
all the-
part in.
Exactly, and here's 5 minutes of perfect dark gameplay that may or may not get canceled.
It's true. It's true. All right. What else do we have going on? So, there is one thing I did want to say in relation to. Hello.
Sorry.
There is one thing I wanted to just highlight Dinga's tweet because we mentioned it, but we didn't say it too. I wanted to make sure that this got brought up. And I just wasn't gonna read part of it, but he made a really good tweet about the whole situation. And Dinga, to me, he always finds a way to voice the right things in just the best ways possible. He tweeted out, "This is absolutely terrible. Permission to be human. To any executive reading this, friendly reminder that video games are an entertainment/cultural industry, and your business as a corporation is to take care of your artists/entertainers and help them create value for you. Don't throw us into gold fever gambits. Don't use us as strawmen for miscalculations/blind spots. Don't make our work environment Darwinist jungles. You say we make you proud when we make a good game. Make us proud when times are tough. We know you can. We've seen it before." And last part, for now, there's more to it, but the last I'll say is, for now, great teams are sunsetting before our eyes again, and it's an effing gut stab. Leon is safe, but please be tactful and discerning about all this and respect affected folks' voice and leave it room to be heard. It's their story to tell and their feelings to express. And I've always loved Dinga's takes on these types of situations, personally. But that's
Yeah,
all
man.
I have to say about any Microsoft stuff anymore. I don't think there's any more to say about it personally.
Can I?
Mm-hmm.
I really like what Dingus said, and I highlighted it in my video and then linked it so people could read the whole thing. But somebody was asking about what Mike Ibarra said, and Danny O'Dwyer from NoClip I love this guy. He's such a talent.
I love No Clip.
Yeah, he's great. But he quote tweeted just now Mike Ibarra's tweet and said, "Is this guy effing serious?" And I'm like, what am I not seeing that's wrong with what Mike Ibarra said? And I'll read this. He says, "I see a lot of shots at Phil today over the Xbox announcement. I get it, but knowing him as a human, I know this hurts him as much as anyone else." He also says, "I'm not trying to defend the decisions. I think we get ourselves into situations that are tough and unexpected. It's part of the job and has accountability for the outcomes, but he's a good human. He deeply cares for the process and developers. I 100% understand the anger and confusion. I feel deeply sorry for those teams impacted." I'm skipping some lines. Xbox could have a very bright future. I hope they are able to realize it and all the teams have an incredible experience together. It's certainly a tough time that needs great clarity into what the plan is ahead and how gamers everywhere can be excited for it. And he has over 3,000 likes. And Daniel Dwyer, who I really respect, is like, "Is this guy effing serious?" I'm like, what? Am I not reading that right? Assassin, do you have a...
Am I not
care about
hearing
that?
it right, too? Maybe I'm with you.
I think I'd have to sit down and look at it. I'd have to really just get out the pen and paper and the glasses and be like,
Yeah, it's like 5 paragraphs, and I read like the main points where he's just like, I think Mike Ibarra is saying the industry is really, really rough right now, and Phil's not doing this because he hates, like he hates doing this, and he cares about the industry, but I don't know.
I think maybe it was the phrasing that he hurts as much as anyone else. Like, he's not losing his job. He's still walking away with multiple million-dollar paycheck. Like, he's still completely secure. And no matter what happens to these studios, he's probably always going to be secure until he retires with his golden parachute. Maybe that's...
I mean, even if they decided, all right, Phil, you're done, he'd still be in a good position.
Yeah, he'd get a massive payout to leave. He'd be paid to leave. So we saw that with
and
EA's deal.
he would have all the time to play Destiny 2 afterwards.
Yeah, and Fallout 76.
Yeah. I guess Arcane Realm says I'm on Danny's side on that. So, yeah, I didn't see that when I read it, but I don't know. I just didn't see that when I first read it, but... Ooh, brother.
That's the only
brother.
thing I could assume from that. That's my closest takeaway.
Yeah.
The main point is Xbox fucked up. It's our job to call them out on this bullshit. They could have found a different way. I refuse to believe that there was no other way other than closing down these studios. I refuse to believe that. You're a 1.5 to $2 trillion company. You're telling me that you couldn't find you couldn't even wait until Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War came out later this year?
It really
just wait until the money from that game started flowing?
They live quarter to quarter.
You have Minecraft, you have Call of Duty, you have 3 moneymakers already under your belt with King, COD, and Minecraft. Surely you could find the funds to keep them afloat. Surely. I mean, for God's sakes, if Microsoft, the second most richest company in the world, can't do it, then what the fuck is this all for? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, what the shunk?
All right,
I do want to say one more thing about the showcase. It is unfortunate. And guys, we're about to wrap up the show, and just thank you all so much for being here. So I just wanted to say that tonight has been insane as far as how many people we have here. So again, if you're new here, consider subscribing if you want to see more silliness like this every single week. So thank you all so much. I can only say thank you so many times. Or I can keep saying it if you want me to. But as far as the showcase goes, it's going to be very bittersweet to watch that now. And just knowing what's happening. And the thing is, when you guys talked about, do you think Microsoft is going to respond at the showcase? Again, Colt saying no, because
it was a rhetorical question.
We are the minority whenever it comes to what's actually happening, and they don't need to come out and apologize to the people who have no idea what is happening. They're like, who are they apologizing for? If Joe Blow gets on and just said, I forgot this is happening. I guess this is a new thing that's coming out. I don't know why all of a sudden it's a Southern person, someone just comes up on stage and starts apologizing about what they had to do.
They talking about
what tarnation they ding?
I just want my ding dang halo blades.
Exactly.
I know DeMarco found out about the news when we started the podcast, but
yeah,
something he doesn't know and I want Colt
I know
and
everything.
Red's opinion on this. No, you don't. No, probably not this. Do you guys think it was terrible timing when they advertised their new controller? Feel the burn.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I almost tweeted out, "Feel the burn of being fired" with the new
Right.
Fire controller, but I couldn't do it because it's really disrespectful to people.
Incredibly
lost their jobs.
tone deaf of them, right? Just to say,
Oh, they've done it.
Holy
They do it every month. Here's a new controller while we slip and fall and never get any games out and continue to
Right.
delay or put out things that are undercooked. And we just cannot land on the right side of things.
right?
And,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Simon Smith keeps bringing up Hellblade 2 marketing that it's not there. It's only Tuesday, is what I said in chat, and
It's
the
going for
marketing is
3
gonna-
weeks, so it's starting like now or whatever. So
Yeah, it's going to be like
It's a
in here in
whole
like
big
5
push.
minutes.
They
yeah,
should have
so-
done it way earlier, but
I agree, and Simon, I wouldn't worry. We're going to see it, and it's a good thing to see that Microsoft is pushing towards more marketing, because
Yeah,
that's been a
Simon-
big criticism of them for a very long time. Ooh, brother.
And Simon, don't worry. We're all gonna play Hellblade 2. We're gonna play the heck out of it. And next year they're gonna announce their dissolving Ninja Theory. Don't worry. We have a year left with them. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I know I'm joking, but it's a real possibility. Any of these studios at the drop of a hat. Bad game, you're gone. Great game, you're gone. It doesn't matter. If your game does not succeed, you're gone. That is a real threat now. I'm honestly surprised that it even took this long for all of us to realize that. If I'm being completely honest.
Assassin. It's time for you to sing Happy Birthday.
I'll sing Happy Birthday, but I'm not singing it like Marilyn Monroe.
You sing it.
take off your
sing
shirt.
Take off your shirt first of all. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And after that, just sing it in some different tone. Jonah. There you go. Jonah says that he wants to hear you sing it in Marilyn Manson's voice. Can you do that?
I don't know what Marilyn Manson sounds like. I never listened to audio when he
Listen,
appeared on screen. I've only
someone put in a
I-
super chat and give him a suggestion of how you want him to sing. Happy birthday!
I gotta bring
Why
this
do
up
I have to
again.
be the only one to sing? Why can't it be
I gotta-
you or Colt or?
It's
Mark?
not
I
how
got to
it
bring
works.
this up again because I took a major L as I didn't notice what the problem with Mikey Barr's tweet. The issue with Mikey Barr's tweet is that he was asking people to be sympathetic for Phil in what he was going through because people were attacking Phil and saying Phil needs to be fired. Phil sucks. Phil's bad. Phil's fired. Like they were doing this again, and Mike's like, go easy on him. He feels bad about this too. The real main issue was Mike Ibarra should be saying, I feel bad for the devs, not for the rich CEO. So you guys were leading me in the right direction. But as I look through that, that's what the main kickback is. So yeah, and they're saying he's being tone deaf, but I don't know,
That's
whatever.
interesting.
He said the wrong thing with the right intention, I believe.
Yeah, of course. Which is how people love to go.
I-
Kuga science. The guy that says
I see that.
Tim Dog was right all along.
Yeah.
No,
Hargy
you know,
says,
it's like,
Never mind. I don't want to dogpile, but yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, and I love Tim a lot, but the thing about Tim jumping to PlayStation is he has not experienced the PlayStation exclusives over the past decade. So now he is going to jump into that. Some of us who have borrowed or played or maybe got a hold of a PlayStation used or could afford one were able to say, hey, let me see if I like this or not. Tim has kept himself away from PlayStation for the majority of his life. So his jump is much more severe than most people because he's a one platform person. And even I am a multi-platform person. I play on whatever the crap I want. I'll decide to buy whatever I want. If I decide I don't want to play The Last of Us Part 3, I will not play The Last of Us Part 3. If I want to play Astrobot 2, I will be there day one. So,
And didn't you touch on how? And DeMarco, we're ending the show soon. I'm not. I see you. The farther he goes back into his chair, into darkness, he starts like fading away. I'm like, oh god, we're losing him. We're losing him. But I'll just say this: that Mag had a great point on your show, talking about how if people that have been so adamant about the one platform deal, jumping into a huge catalog that they've never Gaz is back, that they've never had a chance to jump into. Lotus says, "Bree, good night, my friend. Thank you so much for your support as always." It's 2:30 a.m. for them. Buenas noches, which means good night in Italian. But I'm not gonna try to read what Udani just said because that's a lot of words. But Tim Dog jumping to PlayStation, it's very exciting for him because he's got this huge catalog of games that he's never touched. So that would be really exciting. But after you get through all of it, you know, you start to look back and say, wow, maybe I should have just been on all platforms at once and sort of, pick and choose what I would like to play, which is what a lot of gamers do. You know, if you're Xbox centric, most likely you're gonna be playing The Last of Us, but you're not gonna be playing on your PlayStation all the time. But you will own a console for us, just that way you're not left in the FOMO zone, which a lot of people hate. You know, I got my PlayStation when No Man's Sky was coming out. That's 2016 is whenever I got my Batman Arkham themed used PlayStation 4 just so I could play No Man's Sky. And yeah, I bought the console
It
just
smelled
so I
like
could
a
play
dirty sock.
it did. I was like, Uncle Ray? Yeah, so I bought that, and super good purchase. I'm really happy that I got it because I didn't miss out on Spider-Man. Last of Us is a whole thing, but you guys get what I'm saying. So for Tim Dog, I'm glad that he's having a great time with the games, and it's good for him. So one day he'll come back home. You hear me, Tim? Come on back. Come on back. Anyway, I just spilled things everywhere. Fantastic. Oh, that's gonna burn. Great. If anybody's wondering what I just spilled my cinnamon toothpick oil everywhere. It's on my hands, and that's dangerous. So I'm just gonna move that out of the way so I don't touch my eyes and go blind. So, gonna have to wipe that off there. That'd be fine. Is this good content? Let us know.
Bob Ross episode.
Yes.
Like this,
I don't know if you can see the oil on my hands. It's great. That's great. That's a great way to stay in shape. I love this here. All right. Anyway, DeMarco, who are you and where can people find you? Tell the people. Thank you.
DeMarco Dude, check me out in the links in the description below.
Thank you. Is that it?
That's it.
You don't have plans for the future? Do you have your grass with you that you've been touching?
No, I was gonna really, I was saying this before, I was gonna really commit to the bit and just replace everything on my shelves behind me with just plants, but that would have just been an absolute expensive nightmare to do, so
right.
I'm not that committed to it, unfortunately.
Right.
But
right.
No, I don't have my grass. I decided to keep it outside today. It's screaming though. I can hear it. It's yelling. Come back. I go out and touch it when I go milk the bull. So.
Okay. Shout out to Colt's dad. Speaking of milk, Assassin.
My dad is so awesome. I was talking to him the other day on the phone, and he's hilarious. Growing up, he reminded me of Mo from the Three Stooges. Because he used to have kind of the hair, not like so much the bowl cut, but he reminded me of him a lot. He's hilarious. Shout out to my dad. And he has his birthday a couple days after mine, so we always get together. And my brothers, they want to go golfing. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go golfing. I'm going to pick up the ball and just go. Because I kind of like golfing. If you walk into the room and start talking to me about golf, I'll... Well, I'm sorry, what are you saying?
No, I was saying your sound effects are so great. Chat, if everyone could collectively wish Colt a happy birthday, his birthday is tomorrow, just give him a happy birthday in chat. I want to see it blow up in 3, 2, 1.
I'll write it too.
Fantastic.
Happy birthday.
To me. Okay.
Happy
Assassin.
birthday to me.
While he's doing that, Assassin, what you going to be getting into, man? And thank you all. Happy Birthday. I love it. What you going to be getting into, Assassin? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Assassin52. It's in the link in the description down below. I'm still debating whether I should... be honest, the news today made me just want to actually do a reaction video to all this BS. make a video, just like the old days, even though I didn't really do it for very long.
You gonna go on camera?
I have no idea what I want to do with my life.
You gonna react
no,
to the face cam?
No,
That would be great.
no.
How you gonna do a reaction without a
couldn't
face?
give me.
Honestly, I think
You
this
could
is the
not
time to
give
do
me
it. I'm
one-
gonna be completely honest. I think now more than ever, this is a perfect opportunity for it. I'm just saying.
It is. It is.
Now you could reject and
And I'm
rebuttal
just-
in any way you want, but I'm gonna vehemently disagree and talk over you because you're wrong.
And he hates you.
No, not this
Oh,
time.
not today, guys. Sorry. Look,
Just because you're right doesn't mean that I'm wrong. Anyway, again, I don't know what I want to do as a content creator. Even if I want to be one, I'm just not sure. I don't know. Maybe if I don't know. I'll think of something. But
Just cover games, man.
Twitter.
Just cover games. I've been covering Xbox console stuff, hardware stuff, studios, games. I've been covering some of the bad news here and there. Like it seems like every 4 months I have to do a, hey, here we are. But I took the Xbox logo off of my animation intro I created, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
everything doesn't have to be emblazoned with the Xbox logo because I want to be able to talk about Assassin's Creed Red, which is going to get gameplay reveal here in a week or so. I want to be able to talk about Star Wars Outlaws, and sometimes I feel like we don't need to be like you guys' podcast is a perfect example. You're not like shoehorned in on one thing. You have a lot of Xbox fans that watch, and talk about what you want to talk about, Assassin. Because when you talk about something you're excited about, like when Red made that video about the update for Starfield, he's so excited about the discoveries he made, and he dove into it, and he made this video about how he was so excited about one of his favorite games of the generation, and it showed when the video went up. People reacted and hit the thumbs up and lots of positive. I'm like saying all this for him. It's fantastic. And sometimes people will say, and I'm giving you a speech, Sass, but sometimes people say, Colt, what do I do if I want to be a content creator? I'm like, get a decent mic, get in front of the mic, smile, and talk about what you love, and they'll feel that energy because, man, there are content creators out there who just want to talk about the drama, the negativity, the downfalls, and hey, go do that if you want to do that.
Yeah,
but
more power to them,
Assassin
yeah.
is all about making people laugh and talking about what you like, bro.
Yeah, and for
That's my
anyone
TED Talk.
here that did see that video and that they're here because of that video, I will tell you that I made that Starfield video angrily. And you might have noticed it by one of the reasons that a lot of people said that they subbed was when I said, you want to tell me what I'm supposed to like and not like? Then go ahead. Scream into the void. And that's a lot of people loved that. So that's, if don't feel ashamed about what you like. And so Assassin, just turn on the camera or not, whatever, turn on the mic and just talk about what you're excited about. And don't people are interested in other opinions. Cause a lot of people feel like they might be locked into their own corner, with their own stuff. They don't have a lot of people to talk to about what they like. And that
You'll
could be
find
you.
an audience that has the same passion for, or the same, like opinions as you, or the same kind of ideals. That even if it's like when I think about Xbox content, right? I think about there's people. I'm a big fan of like Boston and Toto music. I grew up on that stuff, and I realized growing up that there's other bands that I like that are kind of like them, and I found out that other fans like all of those same bands as I do, right? So with Assassin, if you want to create content about gaming, some Xbox stuff, some other stuff that you're excited about, if it's something that you're passionate about to talk about what's good or bad about it, or stuff you're excited about, get out there and do it. And I'm saying this to Assassin guys because I'm talking to you in the chat and you in the audience who says, I can't talk about gaming in front of my family or my work. They don't care. I would love to talk about this with people that do care. And that's why I love like your guys' chat, your audience, the people here in the chat who make it like we're all speaking the same language, and this is what we want to talk about. I don't know why we're giving him the big lecture right now, but you know what?
Because that's
Love
what we're passionate
Assassin!
about.
You're right.
Hear me?
Right is dead!
Do it, DeMarco.
Burn
I have a good
anyway!
idea what-
Make a video
I just
Go
need
ahead.
to find a game that I know that I'm very excited for, and
Sure.
I'll make a video. on it.
Metaphor. Come on.
Make a video.
Metaphor Refantasia.
You'll hate it.
Yeah.
Make a video. You'll hate how it sounds. You'll hate how it was. Make another one. It'll get a little bit better. Make another one. and you'll correct mistakes, and then
Yeah, but
after a
publish
while, it'll take about 6 months. You're like, okay, I don't hate my voice. We all go through it, but I'm excited for you, bro. If you want to do it, you're already here. So enough about
already here,
Assassin. We love him.
And we have a great community, and shout out to the community and the gaming community, Xbox community, wherever you're from. As long as you're supporting people in a positive way in the gaming space, that's all that matters. Colt Eastwood, tell people about you and yourself and what's happening in the cult world of Easts and Woods.
Yeah. Please check out my video today. I put that together pretty quickly and said some biting things and some positive things about what could happen. So thank you for supporting that. And
It's
I feel
doing
bad.
great, by the way. It's at 11,000 views.
Thank you. I feel really bad as an Xbox content creator. For years, I've been waiting for Xbox to get off the bench, and they always like get out there on the field and then trip over the first base on their way out to right field, and I'm like, I don't know. I also realize that this is a full industry-wide problem, and Xbox will definitely not be alone and hasn't been alone in shuttering studios and laying off people, and it really sucks. And the people who know better than I are starting to say today, we are heading for a video game crash. And to make a joke out of it, Nintendo will travel right along and come out clean on the other side like they always do, because for some reason they just get the essence of gaming, where PlayStation and Xbox and EA and Take-Two are all centered in on this like big money-making scheme and monetization model that just pushes the industry in such a corpo cyberpunk way. Yeah, so I hope that we learn lessons and we get back to loving games. Some people even say the past few years haven't been as fun, but come on. We've had great games along the way. Elden Ring. We've had Baldur's Gate 3. It's been great. We'll be all right. I'm sorry.
We'll be fine.
I have a headache. I want to go.
Yeah,
I'm outta
let's
here.
go. We should go. Can someone hit the button?
Wait.
Yeah?
Don't forget my clip. I do this thing every week where I take
Look at this.
moments
Look
from
at
our
your
podcast and I put them out of context.
Look at your subscriber count, Red.
Oh. Let me see where I'm at on the subscriber list. Guys, we're almost at 1,000. And when I say we're almost at 1,000, we're not that far away. If everyone in chat right now sub to the channel, we would only be very, very close. Thank you. We got a lot.
Shout out to
We're at-
over 800 subscribers, man.
Yes, we're at 809 subscribers right now. The goal
That's
is
awesome.
1,000. If we get to 1,000, I will do a show without my hat off. So there you go. That's something to look forward
And
to.
shave your beard.
No.
Hey, when Red
no.
Wolf hits 1,000 subscribers, Rand's gonna finally buy a camera.
There you go. There you go. And Rand just literally woke up out of a cold sweat. He's like, "What, brother?" Ooh.
Ooh, bro. He's like, "What day is it?"
What's my name? Randy, come down. No. Anyway, I don't know. I'm sure that's his real name.
Hot Pocket.
Hot
I emailed it to you, Red.
What is it? What are you handing to me?
I emailed you the new clip about an hour ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So let me, you guys keep just talking amongst yourself. I'm going to grab this clip and I'm going to play it for the new audience here because they have not seen this. For anyone who doesn't know, yes. For anyone who doesn't,
I should go.
for anyone who doesn't know, Assassin makes these out of context videos that are clip outs from our show, and he does them pretty much like every week or every week and a half or so. And he does a great job at them, and we love them so much. So I'm going to play that clip real quick, and hopefully the volume isn't too loud. And actually, it might switch away for a minute, but let me just try to do this real quick without having to. Whoop. Sorry. Hang on, guys. Bear with me.
Holy crap, that's not it.
Nope, it's not
That's
it.
the music video I did last week.
I got it. All right. So we're whoa. What the hell? Oh, what the hell? Huh? 2 different dimensions? Oh my God! What's happening? What's happening? All right. Anyway, guys, here's the video. Hopefully, it's not too loud. Enjoy. All right, I'm gonna eat this fiery toothpick and burn my butthole because I've had way too much cinnamon oil today. Yummy.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on today for real?
Let's go back to the previous topic and I'll interject and say I think
Okay.
more are coming. Thank you everybody for sitting through Red's Chandler Bing script.
What?
If you like lube, we got a treat for you.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
You love Starfield.
Are we gonna play now? Ready for the show? I'm about to take.
Fantastic is what I said. I was muted.
No
there
one
for a minute.
cares.
Yes. And if you like Starfield, no one cares. He definitely leaned into that. It's funny because the day that he released that video was the same day that I released my Starfield video, almost at 10,000 views. So it was perfect timing.
Yeah, I remembered your intro as soon as I was editing that clip. I'm like, wait, if I do that, then he won't expect it. And then when I
Right.
showed it to him, he was like, you motherfucker.
Exactly. It was perfect. He was like, do you
I'm
like the ending?
"Bitch,
I'm like,
even
I
your
love.
videos aren't safe.
Right, exactly.
Your
I loved
videos
it.
aren't safe either.
Yeah, so thanks
Not
again,
for
Assassin
me.
Bro, seriously, for doing that. I know editing's a lot of work, and I know that video must have taken a long time, because it's a lot. Editing's a lot. So anyway, thank you guys. We went a little bit over this week because it was very exhilarating. Lots of people in here. So again, if you're new here and you're still here hanging out with us, consider subscribing on your way out, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys so much. Goodbye, everyone.
I should go.